Yo, what's up, everybody?
Yo.
Yo.
Sorry.
Damn.
Too loud.
Someone forgot how to talk into a microphone.
Yep.
This is Geektastic Sci-Fi Live on franklinarmstrong.com. I'm Doc Holliday.
Jawz D.
And our guest today,
Yo, I'm Kalil of
What's
Planet
up?
Earth.
Perfect. Did you guys band change the name? Perfect.
No,
Stranger?
but I'm from Planet Earth too.
You're an alien.
I'm my own person as well.
He's an alien from the planet Earth.
Yeah.
Because I'm actually, I mean, we're not from Earth. I assume that humanity came from a different planet.
Right?
I believe so.
Yeah, men are from Mars and women
Oh
are...
God, the oldest, worst adage ever. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. I always wondered why it wasn't like men are from Venus. That's why they have a penis, like something.
I know, right?
that
Every time I'm like, we're from Venus, right? Because like,
yeah, I'm like, that's a wasted rhyme right there.
No, I'm
Right
trying to
there.
sell books
Right
here,
there,
not be
totally.
smutty.
That's fair. That's
Trying
fair.
to sell books here, trying to get this TV show off the ground.
Did they ever make a TV show?
They made a TV show where it was the guy that wrote that book, basically helping people in relationships and stuff
Oh,
like
we're
that.
talking about Kurt Vonnegut. Is that who wrote that?
No, I don't think it was Kurt Vonnegut.
That already
Oh
sounds
no, that was
like
Venus in a half shell.
that already sounds like a horrible, horrible show.
Hey man, when things get big in the 90s, give it a TV show.
Oh my God, that was seriously a thing. In the 90s, it was just like, hey, this book is popular. Put it on TV. Why? Because
popular.
that's what it's
popular.
it's
We
what,
want to see it. We don't want to read it.
yeah. I figured audiobooks would probably be better, but I feel like audiobooks were audiobooks a huge thing in the 90s? I guess that was the era of audiobooks though.
No, I feel like it was like the digital era was more the era of audiobooks. Like,
Yeah.
in the sense that people were just listening to more podcasts, more stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like right now, I feel like people listen to more audiobooks than ever.
Well, I was saying to my girlfriend, because we keep seeing ads for Audible,
Yep.
right? Every day.
You know why, right?
No, okay, what is it? Why is it so popular? All of a sudden? Like, or at least why are they pushing so hard right now?
Who
The
are they
damn
owned?
blind.
Who are they owned by?
Oh, who bought them? I don't know.
Oh, Amazon.
Oh, that's
So it's always
why.
Audible, brought to you by Amazon.
I never pay. I don't pay attention because I'm like, I get my audiobooks the old-fashioned way, bootlegged.
I
Hey
steal
yo,
too.
hey, can you read this book to me? All right.
Yeah,
Can you read
I
this
hi-
book to me, Morgan Freeman?
I'm
All
like
right,
out
just
here,
record them while they're speaking.
just like read this, just read it. Okay, good, and cut. Perfect.
Yeah.
But no,
10,000 pages.
yeah,
Sold.
it's just through it's an Amazon thing. I think they ended up buying them, and they're tied into your Amazon Prime, your Amazon Fire, all that stuff.
So okay, that makes more sense to me.
Amazon Earth. That's where we're going. That's where they're going with this.
Amazon. Is there? You know?
Hey Alexa, read me a book.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's tied into all of that.
You think they?
No, Amazon says go to bed.
Alexa, let's play a game. You walk into a room. She all of a sudden becomes a DM, a dungeon master.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh God. I'm just picturing like the
It's
people.
actually pretty interesting.
I'm just picturing the people who actually have these like fetishes, legit using their Alexas as like, I've been a naughty boy, and it's like, you know, like you tell the Alexa to call you by a name.
Put it back in your pants.
Yeah.
I'm going to bed.
Like you're just like,
It's 11 o'clock, Daddy.
yeah, exactly. Because there's some weird people out there.
Or you can actually change instead of saying hi Alexa or what's up Alexa, you can actually change it to say like, oh, I want to make it say computer. Hi computer. Hello computer. Like Star Trek
Oh.
stuff.
Mm.
You know, so you can actually do that.
The
I hope
fact,
she's smarter than Siri, because if Siri was a chick,
It seems like
Bleep.
the Google
Yeah.
the Google one and Alexa are like not neck and neck, but like Alexa's a little bit further ahead.
okay.
Google's right behind it, and then Siri's slowly.
I'm
getting
amazed
better.
that Google's
Siri.
not leading, because they have a whole AI division, and Amazon originally started out just shipping stuff. Like,
Well, yeah,
like,
but
Google has actively been on that technology train the entire time, and Amazon, I mean, not just recently, but got on it a lot later, I would say.
but everybody's using, Google's using basically your searches to like kind
Oh.
of learn from you,
Yeah.
and Amazon's just learning what you buy.
It's called spying.
Yeah.
It's learning what you buy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They have all
That's
that.
all
Info,
learning.
they,
Let's
have,
call a spade a spade.
they have all that info about you.
It's
You know.
not spying though. They already own us.
And that's the same thing with
Yeah.
when
They're
they
just
when they do your credit.
surveilling their merchandise.
The same thing when they do your credit checks and stuff like that. You know, So
God.
they're just checking up, like, what'd you buy?
I'm just waiting for the singularity to happen. I was talking about this weekend.
Oh, you mean that that Johnny Depp movie?
No. The singularity. I've talked about this before. I expect it to happen in my lifetime. I'm just waiting.
Oh,
I know. I
like
feel.
Hope?
I mean, the computers are going to become self-aware at some point.
That's it. I feel privileged to know that we're gonna be the generation that gets to see how it all ends. It's like we're gonna get to heaven and everyone's gonna be like, so, well, how does it end?
How does the story end?
How'd you mess it up?
It's definitely a factor of how did we mess it up.
Right.
It's like,
what'd you do?
what did you guys do in the end? Well, we started using.
We finally got the hoverboards working.
Yeah.
And the flying
Oh
cars.
no, even better though. Rewind. Like explain, like someone who saw Back to the Future and then passed away, and in 2015, 2018, the world ends. People start showing up, and the guy's just like, okay, so these last few years, none of these people have been telling me what happened since 2015. I'm a little concerned. What happened? And you're just like, well, we have the hoverboards. They don't hover. It's just two wheels. They were made
or one giant wheel.
Yeah,
Depends on what you get.
It's just really a drone you sit on.
Yeah, right? They were made popular by some kid named Wiz Khalifa who got caught on one on an airport. That's where it all started. We don't really understand why. Supposedly he was paid to do that.
A little bit before that. I remember seeing one before that.
Yeah, but they became popular.
I feel so
The Wiz
like ahead of the curve.
Yeah, but the Wiz Khalifa thing was what made it because it got into news at that point. Wiz Khalifa caught on a hoverboard, and that was the headline. And I remember everyone being like, "They have hoverboards!" And then
Wiz
everyone
Khalifa has a hoverboard.
Yeah, and then the video was just him on that two-wheel thing. People were just like, "What the f- is this?" This is...
Hoverboards just like sending money to Wiz
Yeah,
Khalifa.
yeah.
Oh.
Here you go, fine. He's in 19 hoverboards.
Well, they sold a lot. They gave a lot of them as gifts because that's all the influencers were running around making videos of them.
No,
Sorry.
you would tell them we did make a hoverboard, but the problem is that you need a base that's full of magnets, electromagnets.
Yes, that one's good.
And then you have to be on it, and it's only set for a specific area, so you can't really use it.
What car company?
I can't remember.
There's a car.
Lexus, I think. Lexus did it,
Yeah.
but it was just like super.
Alexis.
It was not worth it.
No, it's like thousands of. You'd have to build that park.
Yeah.
That like hoverboard magnetic park in your backyard.
Not worth it.
And the entire city.
I
Yeah.
want that.
Not worth it.
Imagine
you
you
just
had
like-
that kind of money though.
Yeah, you just have
Amazon. We were just Amazon has that money. Do it.
No,
They
the
do,
world
right?
will be just be hollowed out for all those precious
Hollowed
metal.
out
No, but
magnets. They kill us.
that's what Amazon Earth is. That's what I'm telling you.
You know what? When are they going to upload our consciousness into a thing and then just let us live in there? Because in the consciousness where they have hoverboards in that
Yeah,
world.
put us in the damn Matrix already, Jesus.
Because in the
I don't
Matrix
know,
we
those
would
hard-
have hoverboards.
I don't know.
I would have my hoverboard.
Those
by
hard
now.
drives deteriorate. I don't know, man.
Yeah, well, they deteriorate after what?
Whatevs.
A couple billion
Yeah.
years?
Maybe sooner. I don't know. Mechanical.
oh.
I think someone's gonna cheap out and just get mechanical ones. They don't even get the nice SSDs or anything
I'm
like
paying
that.
for the high grade stuff. I want to be put on the highest of high
That'd be
grade
$5
stuff.
million,
Blue
sir.
pill for me
Yeah,
all the way.
yeah. But remember in the first Matrix when, like, as a kid you hated Cypher for wanting to go back, but as an adult you kind of understand, yo, I get why you wanted to go back.
Yeah.
Why the hell would I want to live in that crap world?
Lie to me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like
Sweet bliss.
in the Matrix, there's food,
Yeah,
chicks,
life.
air,
Just a better life
things.
instead
Yeah.
of being in a cave hidden from the sun,
and
slowly
robots,
dying.
murderous
Yeah,
robots.
yeah.
Well, remember what the architect says. He basically says like, well, the first Matrix was a utopia.
Yeah.
And humans got bored
Yeah.
and ruined everything. So we had to redo everything again.
Yeah,
Put some
they
more
had to make
strife
the
in it.
bad Matrix.
But I like that the second Matrix was like werewolves and vampires. They're just like, and then we did another Matrix where we put in these creatures these creatures that we thought they would, there's fear, so they're gonna, it's not perfect. And then they didn't like that one either. It's just like, well,
Yeah, humans in captivity are never happy.
They're so fickle.
oh my god.
There's no way to please these damn batteries.
Which also, by the way, like, have you guys ever read up on the science behind the human as a battery? We're like the least efficient battery on.
But we're so
yeah.
plentiful.
Yeah,
But
but
wait,
when you
that's-
nuke the sun and all that.
That's when there's no more energy left.
I guess.
Like, except that there's no
Yeah. It
green
can't do
growth or
anything.
sunlight or whatever. Like, it's the only thing. It's like, plug them in. It's like, imagine all of us, though.
Yeah, because I was reading something and
That's
someone
like a
was just
Tesla.
like,
It's like it's like a bunch of those
All of
batteries
us is
all
one
as the
Tesla.
floor.
but like someone was explaining the amount. It's not like perpetual motion machine.
Right.
Like, you know how a perpetual motion machine, the idea is that you'd never run out. It would never run out of energy because
Yeah,
it
yeah.
would. So humans we use up more energy than we give off.
Mm-hmm.
So to keep us alive and to use this as energy would cost them more energy and would be inefficient. So there's like, I was reading this whole thing. Someone broke down the logic. They're just like, the science behind using humans as batteries, it's backwards. And it's like a whole thing. And I was like, man, someone really did their research.
But the
They got all worried. Let me just check this out, man.
but the
Check the
machines
science.
created hover cars. They created
yeah.
the flying cars. You don't think they would figure out? All right, we can get more efficiency out of these humans.
I feel like if they figured shit out,
Yeah, they know.
humans
they know
would not be
in the.
what's the one source we could use here? There's that sun. Oh, they scorched it out. There's nothing else we could do. We can't put up like solar panels above that horrible cloud. Nothing. No.
Well,
It's like
every
the
time we put it up, they
It's like
they
they
shoot
don't
it down.
breathe air.
Yeah,
You know, they could just leave the planet, really, if they
that
wanted
too.
to. You know,
No,
Why
but then
stay on Earth?
But then it wouldn't be
to mess with
cyberpunk.
humans.
Then it wouldn't be cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk always has to take place on Earth.
Oh, I know.
So then you
Just don't get me
it
wrong.
changes genre
I
at that
love the
point.
Matrix, but the logic behind it is, well, I mean, sci-fi is
Flawed. It's completely
It's always flawed. That's the
But
problem.
it's so fun.
Doesn't
They're like
check out.
doing ninja stuff and
Yeah.
blowing up a highway.
And flying.
What did
No,
I tell
but-
you to get off the highway? Don't go on the highway. Remember I told you not to go on the
Never
highway?
go on the highway.
No, but what
Yeah.
I wonder is like all that when you plug in info,
Yeah.
like can you keep that in the real world? Because like I would so do
Not
that.
No,
really.
I don't
It's like,
think so.
No, but what?
Only-
like,
only-
they upload the whole driving a motorcycle thing, and
Yeah,
then
but
you
they
can't
don't-
just go
But they
do
don't
it
have motorcycles.
with your muscles.
Yeah.
They don't even have motorcycles.
No, but they
got-
had like helicopters and stuff. Or
I guess
whatever,
it's
like-
because technically once you're in the Matrix, it's a program. Like the program that you are controlling can be controlled to do these tasks.
right.
But in the real world, so like let's say I can control my program to ride a motorcycle. But let's say I've never ridden a bike, let alone a motorcycle in real life. Well, I don't know how to balance. Like I don't. I
that
know.
would be
I
in
know
the
the.
program.
I know the
practicality.
no, I know the idea, the theory behind it, but I don't have the applied practice to it.
Yes.
So like the first time I get on a bike, I know exactly what I need to do.
But the
but I
Matrix has fake gravity and things, so like you're already
Yeah,
you're
but
like
feeling
it-
that with your
it has-
body technically,
It
right?
programmed. The Matrix is programmed with the real gravity, but because you know it's fake,
Yeah.
you transcend across.
There's an
above
aspect of it, the fact that because you're aware of the
it. It's not-
falsity,
yeah.
you wouldn't be able to apply. At least I don't think
So
you
it's
might be
kinda-
onto something.
It's kind of like when you're learning to ride your bike,
yeah,
and then your mom lets go.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what you're
Keep
saying.
pedaling. What are you
It's
doing?
like you're
Don't
good.
stop.
You're
Keep
good
pedaling.
until you look back.
And then
Yeah.
you're just like, oh, there's no one there, and you fall right over
Until
because
you-
your brain.
until
No,
you
you
hear,
gotta keep
you're
pedaling.
doing it from far.
Keep pedaling. What are
I
you
was
doing?
okay. Why'd you say something?
Keep
Let me
pedaling.
live
What are
in
you doing?
ignorance. So I'm gonna explain this new segment because
Yeah.
Kalil, I don't think you've ever played.
No.
But you've watched Sense8.
Yes.
Okay, so it's Sense8 essentially.
Wait.
With
wait. Sensei, what?
you remember the show Sense8
No.
on Netflix? Did you not watch?
No, I
Sense8?
didn't watch it actually.
Oh, didn't you
I
just
thought
say
no.
yes?
I thought I did.
Like, yes.
Sense8 is a show where you had the whole idea is that 8 people are born at the same time that are like linked.
Okay.
Their minds are linked.
Okay.
And at a certain age they all connect and become aware of each other, and on top of that they can tap into each other's skill sets.
Okay.
So let's say you have 4 characters, Wolverine, I'm gonna pick all X-Men because it's been done before with the X-Men. So Wolverine, Cyclops, Nightcrawler, and Jean Grey. You can call, you're one of those 4, and you can call on the power sets of the others.
So we're doing Sense 4.
Yeah, but we call it Phoenix Force because in
Phoenix Force, okay.
and X-Men they actually did a Phoenix story where they were all splitting the power amongst themselves.
Okay.
So the idea is just like you need 4 characters who you can share the power sets, but you can only ever be using one power set at a time.
It's kind of like Super Skrull.
Yeah. Well, in a sense, but a Super Skrull can use all the powers at the
Right.
same time. I guess you're more like an original Super Skrull who could only use one at a time.
Okay.
Like they could be ice and then switch to fire. Like they use fire and then switch to rock and then become invisible and then stretch, but they couldn't do all four at once.
Right.
So it's the same logic, except you're picking all these random characters. You can pick them literally from any universe. The idea though is to not be OP, overpowered. So like you're not going to pick Dr. Manhattan, who literally can alter the reality and the entire universe and snap a finger and destroy someone, if you're going to fight someone like, I don't know, the Flash. Because it's just not even as fast as the Flash can move.
Right.
If Dr. Manhattan goes like this and he just makes him disappear, then it's not really an
it's like
interesting
being
fight.
Thanos with the Infinity
Yeah,
Gauntlet.
yeah, exactly.
No.
So this one I picked...
I hate you.
Yeah. Because last week was Sylar, and the week before we... who did Skinny pick? Ghost. Skinny picked Ghost the
It's
first
so
one.
weird because it's just like, okay, we're just starting this new segment and hard mode.
Yeah, so
Why?
I thought...
What's your reasoning?
Well, because I thought... I knew Toby would be excited for it. But then Toby can't do it because he got caught at the office. So I was just like, okay, I want to pick someone pretty difficult because I want it to be interesting.
Okay.
Because you're like Batman. Like you got to pick 4 characters to take down Batman.
That's not fair.
But remember, any universe, Batman's only aware of the DC universe characters.
So he's only prepared to handle them.
No
or
prep
something?
time.
So I mean, he has some prep time because it's Batman. So he's pretty much always prepared. Well, that's why I said. So this is Batman pre-Darkseid Omega Beam. So this is Batman before he traveled through time.
Right.
And like
Which
lived
is Batmaning up.
Yeah, and
the rest
lived
of the
like 100 lives. Like,
I don't know how that works.
yeah, it was really weird. So this is the Batman who, you know, he knows about Damian. He's met Damian. Damian was around. He's part of the Justice League. All the other major events have happened except the stuff from like the last 5 years maybe. So none of the like marrying Catwoman and all that stuff, and you know, there's no Duke and all that. He's Batman OG style. He has a Robin. He hits the streets, and this is what it is. So it's Batman. You got to pick 4 characters to take down Batman. And like I said, I mean, you don't have to necessarily pick street level because Batman has fought pretty high level characters and survived. So but once again, you can't just pick someone who's gonna take him out of existence.
I picked Darkseid.
I mean, you could.
That's my number one. Darkseid.
He's fought Darkseid before.
Lex Luthor.
He's gone through.
I'm just jumping in. I don't care.
Yeah, go ahead.
Darkseid, Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor's
from that universe. Okay, now I gotta go somewhere else. Doctor Strange.
Oh, okay.
Magic. And
yeah, because he doesn't really trust or believe in magic. So.
And then who else am I picking? Let me go somewhere else obscure.
Don't forget, you have to explain how they're going to work together after.
Man.
So Darkseid, Lex Luthor, Doctor Strange is already a very weird mix.
Yep.
Like, how are you going to get those guys to work together?
And what's the last one? Oh, I know. Come on. I'm trying to think of something really obscure.
Yeah.
Ooh, Bludgeon from Transformers. Why not?
Okay.
What?
So how
Skull Samurai from Transformers.
So how is the team working together? How are they taking on Batman?
But are they working as a team?
That's the thing.
I'm pulling their power.
You're pulling their power sets at different times,
Oh, okay,
but you
okay,
still have to
okay,
explain,
okay.
like, you know.
I would be using Lex Luthor's intellect because there's only 2 people that are intelligent in the DC universe, and it's always a toss up between Lex Luthor and Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
The third is Terrific Man.
It just depends.
Mr. Terrific.
Mr. Terrific, yeah.
Third is always Mr. Terrific.
Yeah.
So the toss up is between those 2 at any given moment.
Yeah.
Just depends who has the most money on any given week.
Or whoever's planning on screwing over who. We don't know. So he would be the mastermind behind everything. If Darkseid lets him be the mastermind.
I was gonna say,
but right. I'm not. But it's not teaming up. It's me pulling from them.
True.
It's me pulling from them.
Yeah, you're right, actually. So yeah.
Aha!
So you're using Lex Luthor's intellect, and then
Yes.
you're switching into. You can use
Darkseid's like
Omega Beam.
Omega Beam.
I was gonna say that, right? Like,
and then
I mean, you got remember. Oh no, this is pre. So he hasn't been
he hasn't
hit
done
by
it yet.
that.
Yeah, he hasn't done it yet. He can dodge them. He's
Yeah,
dodging
he's
them multiple.
dodging- yeah.
He's dodged the hell out of
Which
them.
is crazy.
yeah, how do you even dodge that? They're like heat seeking.
Because all the time when so what ends up happening is Darkseid comes wreck shop, and then his parademons are around, blah blah blah. They all surround Batman, and then he shoots his Omega beams, and then Batman's running around all the wreckage of the battlefield, dodging them, zigzagging, grabbing parademons, put them in front of him, and stuff
so that
like
the
that.
beams hit. Yeah.
So like he figures it out.
How many parademons are dead parademon bodies are just traveling?
Because
through
like
time?
I think
Right?
because I know that's happened in Brave and the Bold.
Okay.
There was a clip of like, yeah, oh, here's all the voice actors do Darkseid. But anyway, I'm tangenting.
So who's left?
I would take the mysticism powers of Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Probably try to bind Batman in some way, shape, or form.
He hates magic.
He hates magic, but he figures it out, I guess.
Yeah.
He managed to sing to get Wonder Woman back.
Oh, okay.
In Justice League and the animated series. He
Yeah.
sings to get her back.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good episode. Also, he managed to get Wonder Woman.
yeah. He dates Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Well, did they ever make it official that they're together?
I don't think so,
No.
but like they have their little dates and little moments and stuff like that. But
They do it.
Justice League Unlimited, that episode at the beginning, like the second episode of the season, where they go to see Clark, the two of them come in together, like
oh yeah,
as if like a married couple going to see a single friend. What'd you get him? I don't know. Like they're like bickering a little bit, and I was just like, these two. Anyways.
My favorite is when they're kids.
Oh, that was a great one.
When
Yeah,
they're
that's
kids.
like.
I could.
yeah,
I'm gonna team up with Clark unless you want me to team up
Yeah,
with you,
that was
Batman.
pretty-
I don't care.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. That kid stuff and misplaced Young Justice. That trope is used often actually in those shows.
It's good.
It is a good trope. It is good.
I mean, just like in Transformers, you would change people into humans. You change them
Oh,
into humans.
interesting.
Bludgeoned.
Yeah, sorry.
I would be his samurai self, his ginormous
Oh, shit,
samurai
okay.
skull-faced self.
I feel like technology with Batman though. You're
Yeah,
taking a chance.
I'm taking a big old chance,
Yeah.
but it's an alien. It's an alien.
Yeah.
It's an alien. So Lex Luthor, Darkseid, yep, mysticism, Bludgeon.
And he takes him down. You're
Yes,
hoping.
I'm hoping. Nothing is certain with Batman.
I know, right? You think you
Batman
got it,
is as badass as Kevin McAllister with prep time.
Oh, I love those
Right?
memes. Who would win in this battle? And it's just Kevin and Batman.
And like they both
Prep
have prep
time,
time.
2 days. Yeah, I was like, oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so my turn to take a stab at this.
Yeah, good luck.
I know.
I know. I'm like trying to think.
I even came up with it, and I'm still concerned about my decision. So I'm thinking. So originally I wanted to go really high intellect. Like I wanted an Illuminati style team from the Marvel universe.
Oh God.
So like Black Panther, Reed Richards,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was just like, that feels like a mistake though, because that many eggheads versus an egghead who's also talented as like
Who's also a badass. Like,
yeah,
you
Black
saw-
Panther would probably have the best chance of being on his level intelligence wise with regards to skill set as well. But Black Panther, like in the comic book, Black Panther often gets hit. Like that's one of the things I find weird. In the comic book, when he's fighting people, he regularly gets hit. Whereas Batman,
He's probably like the
he
Worf.
doesn't get hit that much.
He's probably like
I
the
mean, he
Worf.
gets
the
messed up when it's badasses, like when it's like the mutant leader or
yeah, but
or
like
Bane or Superman.
yeah, those
or
big
you know,
guys,
like,
yeah.
yeah, like,
But like when he fights Solomon Grundy, like Grundy will grab him and he
Yeah.
like smokes him.
yeah, but Grundy's stupid.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? If we're talking just muscle,
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
brains, Batman still always seems to win.
Oh yeah.
Well, you
for
don't remember
sure.
that episode of Justice League where I guess the League of Doom capture him, and Joker's like, "You have to kill him. You have to kill him right
Yeah,
now."
yeah.
And Lex is like, "No, we got him. Don't worry about it." And he keeps sending people to watch him, and he just keeps playing them off of each other or macking on
telling
them,
you.
or he just destroys
I'm
them from the
telling you.
inside.
And it's funny that the Joker in that story would want to kill him because the Joker usually does, like he wants to kill him himself.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want anyone else to play with Batman.
But he's like, "No, this is a group of us, and
Yeah.
we're only here for like on a shoestring reason
Yeah.
for money." And this guy's gonna mess us all up. No,
Yeah.
he doesn't even have to have his arms or his utility belt. He could just get
Yeah.
inside our heads
I know.
super well.
Yeah. He knows how to mess with you. And funny enough, the Joker has done the same thing. Like the Joker did that with Harley Quinn because she
Yeah.
was okay, so my original idea. I'm sticking with Black Panther.
Yeah.
Black Panther. Sorry, not Black Panther. I want someone from the Ultimates on Black Panther. Blue Marvel.
Okay.
Because Blue Marvel is the same level of intelligence as Black Panther, around the same. And he's also like super strong. He's like the
Sorry.
he's like flashing a light in my face. So Blue Marvel, who is like a Superman-esque character,
Mm-hmm.
and then I want dead characters. So maybe Deadman, not Deadman.
James Todd. Get James Todd.
You know,
The
yeah,
greatest
comes back.
mistake.
Oh, I know who I want. I want Blue Marvel and Spectre. Spectre, who is like the literal embodiment
Oh,
of
Mr.
God's
Justice.
vengeance. Yeah,
Justice.
that's a messed up dude.
Gray skin and green cloak.
Yeah, and then
And the Phantom.
yeah, he's good too.
He's basically old Batman, though, kind of.
The Phantom?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I could see the inspiration.
That'd be
for
funny.
Batman.
I'll get him. I would get what was it? The Shadow. When
The
evil
Shadow, yeah.
lurks
Right?
the showers of bed. The Shadow knows.
So okay, I'm using I'm using Blue Marvel. I'm using
Cloak. Sorry.
Spectre. And
That's
then,
two.
Who are the other two that I want?
Two other ones.
I do want a speedster because I need someone who can move as fast as Batman thinks. So who's the fastest speedster? Barry Allen's still the fastest?
I guess.
I think he's still the fastest. I don't know.
I would have said
They used to
I
change
feel
it.
like,
I
I feel
would've
like Kid Flash is the fastest.
Impulse?
Yeah, Impulse, yeah.
Yeah, at one point I think
Yeah,
Impulse was the
Impulse
fastest. But
yeah.
whoever the fastest speedster is, because I need someone. Oh, okay. Oh no, he's already known to do. Fuck, it's Batman.
you painted
right?
yourself into a corner.
The speed and the intelligence and the like sorcery of Spectre all works because I would
I
have.
thought you would have had this all down already.
I did. I had an original team, but then I started seeing the
Scrapped it.
holes. So Blue Marvel works because of his intelligence. He comes up with a plan. He's strategic. He's faced crazy adversaries. He's done it. He's done a whole bunch of cool stuff. He knows what's up. He can handle it. So I'm taking him to organize the plan. I want him to work with Spectre because I want Spectre to use like his vengeance power, his vengeance stare, and all that stuff that he can do to try and mess with Batman. And I know it's hard to mess with Batman, but if you could just throw him off a little bit, like Tower of Babylon story, a Tower of Babel story with Ra's al Ghul, where Ra's al Ghul kidnapped, or I mean, not kidnapped, he grave robs the Bruce Wayne's parents and causes Batman to like completely lose his focus, and he follows the bodies and the caskets halfway around the world while Ra's al Ghul was executing another plan to take out other.
Yeah.
So if you can get into Batman's head past his defenses, because he has them, but if you can get past those, you can mess him up long enough to take advantage.
True.
Same thing with Nightfall.
Yeah.
Where you blow up the Arkham, Batman's running around trying to get everybody back in, and he's just getting tired. He's not focusing. He's like getting tired, and get him out of his week. Boom.
Yeah. Yeah, that's his weakness.
Yeah.
He actually does need to sleep. Everyone acts like he's unlimited Energizer Bunny, but if you fight Batman and you fight him long enough, man, I almost wish we could have him fight Killmonger then.
Plus, working at night is so much rougher.
Yeah.
It's true. Well, working at night
Wreaks
and also
havoc
then
on your
running a business in the day
internal-
and pretending like
yeah, exactly.
Like if I was him, I would have hired
A
an
Fortune
actor.
500 business.
Yeah. I would have hired someone, gotten facial reconstruction surgery, and just told this guy, just play me in the
And
day.
then also making moves business wise to screw over LexCorp.
yeah.
Like that's a lot of stuff
Yeah.
is on his plate.
All while trading with LexCorp.
Yeah.
All while doing business with LexCorp.
Okay, and then my speedster. So my speedster's in there just as a like someone who's just faster than Batman can see, because I want them
So
to be.
do you have an actual person?
Yeah, he's a...
I mean, Impulse,
Any-
any speedster that is faster, like the fastest
Yeah,
speedster.
but you got to commit in this.
Gotta-
thing.
gotta commit to a name.
I mean, Impulse is. I know that Batman knows how to stop speedsters, but if Spectre has him on the ropes mentally, and you have a speedster still moving around, because invisibility won't work
And
with
Impulse is from the future, so maybe he'll catch Batman off guard.
him. You might know some shit
Right.
there. That's a good plan, there,
Right.
Sonny. And then I don't. My last person, I kind of want. I originally wanted Martian Manhunter, not Martian Manhunter, but his niece, Miss
Miss
Martian.
Martian, I think.
Yeah.
Because I like the idea of someone mental linking the team so that they can think as one. But
Like in Young Justice.
yeah, but I actually want someone who's the hive mind. This is
I forgot.
the queen in DC. She's the Beehive, and she can do hive mind control.
I forgot the name of that one, but I know who you're talking about.
So
She's in Young Justice too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So her hive minding them, but knowing that she has to give control to the smartest person.
Right.
Blue Marvel using Spectre and Flash.
That's your
good.
That's your
Yeah,
thing.
You're not throwing it out.
3 DC, 1 Marvel.
You're not throwing it out.
That's pretty good.
Like you did before. Like
No. The other one was very much like legit a Black Panther and Iron Man. Like it was the Egghead team, and I was just like, their intelligence would definitely overcome it. And I was like, actually,
and then put in, and it was Namor a part of that team.
No,
because he would have screwed up everything.
No. He's no one's friend.
No.
Where's Reeves'
no one
wife?
likes him.
Where's Reeves' wife? So I want to bang her. I told you. And
well, I wanted to put
Batman's there like all like on the ropes, and he's like, "Hey, Namor, how's Reeves' wife? Oh, she's mwah. Oh my god." The team crumbles and
breaks up the whole team.
I wanted to put Black Bolt originally because
what are you gonna do? Talk?
Yeah.
Oh,
dude,
okay.
he would.
You're right. And that's the joke.
He would take down.
That's the joke. That's the joke.
Mansions. He would take down Wayne Mansion and collapse the whole fucking cave.
Just do Deadpool for that.
I always wanted to.
Oh no,
meet you.
So,
Okay,
yeah, your turn.
so should I go?
Yeah. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So I was thinking at first I wanted to do like a team of all mercenaries, kind of like Batman, like be all like Deathstroke, Deadshot,
Yeah.
Deadpool, and like
Bronze Tiger.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Something
that's
like that. But like if you're using like together, it would work like as the coolest army
But it's
unit
one
ever.
at a time.
But if you're using all their powers, like they all have the same thing.
True.
And they all have the same skill set as Batman, so I
Yeah.
won't go with that. I'm definitely gonna start off with Ra's al Ghul.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
he's definitely someone, you mentioned him, I was
Yeah.
already thinking him.
Yeah.
Because he's definitely somebody that's going to get into Batman's head.
Yeah, I
That
agree.
knows how to press Batman's buttons.
That dude's cold.
And knows where to go, like, with that. So, like, I'm put him in charge of the team.
Hey Bruce,
Also, 'cause
here's
he's
my
a-
daughter.
He's a boss,
Yeah.
too. Like, he's like a known boss. He's like
Yeah.
the demon's head, so no one is going to really mess around with him. Because
Mm-hmm.
it's like, who put you in charge? Well, my name's the demon's head. Like, okay, fine. You can have this one. So Demon's Head's in charge. Then I'm just gonna put a mercenary on the team for sure. Like I'm putting Deathstroke there.
Okay.
Just because him too, he knows
You're
how to
naming
mess
people
with
that have actually
superheroes.
gotten to.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, as a traditionalist, I want to stay more DC.
That's fair. Yeah.
But I don't. But as a logical, I want to beat Batman.
Yeah.
I gotta go reach into every possible
Every bag.
Like exactly every possible bag. I think put Spider-Man on that team
Interesting.
because like
He is smart.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he's smart. He's
Yeah, he
very
is.
smart.
He is.
He's resourceful.
Yep.
He's young, so he's like thinks outside the box a little bit more
Yeah.
than Batman. He wings it, so he's hard
Spider sense, too.
he's hard to predict.
Yeah.
And he has spider sense, so
Yeah.
he can see Batman coming a bit. So like he'd be a good hand to hand like trap Batman. Like you wanted to use what's his
speedster?
name? Doctor Strange to like
that was
bind
to bind him, yeah.
Batman.
Yeah.
And I could totally see Spider-Man like just slowing him down for a few
That's
minutes.
fair. Yeah. I was
with
gonna
his-
say I don't
with
know if
his way.
Spider-Man could slow him, like could bind him.
No.
But you're right. Slowing him down, he definitely could.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
So just
yes,
to
I
use
agree
that
with
as
that.
part of the team, and he wouldn't see it coming, and like, Batman might not want to kill him because he's a kid or something.
Oh.
So like,
I lost
kind
my
of thing.
uncle too. What was
Yeah,
his
yeah, yeah.
name? Thomas.
what's your mother's name? Martha. I love you.
What's your dad's name?
We're friends.
Martha.
We're friends. We're friends now. And
So the
lastly,
Demon's Head, Deathstroke, Spider-Man.
yeah, and lastly, I want somebody like really grimy, like somebody really,
ODB.
really low end, like.
ODB.
That just like just ODB comes out of nowhere and just like no,
Shimmy,
shimmy ah, distracts Batman.
Old dirty bastard.
Kind of
just
like
randomly
Kendrick
rapping.
Lamar on Power the other day.
Oh my god.
We'll get into it. We'll get into
yeah,
it.
that was so bad. Anyways,
No, I loved it. Anyways, so
I just didn't like it as. Anyway,
Yeah,
go ahead,
yeah,
go
yeah,
ahead,
yeah. So lastly, somebody grimy. But you guys have to help me though. Like who's
Lobo?
like super.
Lobos are
Oh
grimy.
shit! You know what? Lobo.
Yeah, Lobo's
you
pretty
just
grimy.
said Lobo's my heart. I love Lobo so much.
Lobo's like the
that
grimiest.
I'm
of
totally
grimy.
throwing Lobo in there.
Did you hear about him on the Green Lantern Corps?
Oh yeah, he has a.
He got a ring.
Yeah, he got a
You
ring.
heard how he beat up everybody?
Nice.
But that's in Injustice,
Lobo.
not in the regular canon universe.
I don't know.
All right,
I just saw
yeah.
the clip of it and I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah. That was the Injustice story arc because he sent to protect. he's sent to protect someone, and then while he's protecting them, they're just like, this is the only person that could save us. They're like, oh, okay. And he's like, okay, I've done my part. I'm out of here. Oh wait, no. Why am I picturing this as animated?
No. It was like a comic, and like he gets the ring, and then he uses his will of his schlong.
Oh yes, I heard about this. I did hear about this.
Dumb.
I'm thinking
So
about
good, but dumb. But
I'm
so
thinking
good.
about an animated thing where Lobo kidnaps Blue Beetle. Because Blue Beetle's scarab is the only thing that can stop somebody.
No, I don't know.
I don't remember what storyline that was though, but I have to check it out because that one was good too. Okay,
That
guys,
was a good one.
That was Phoenix Force. Phoenix Force is fun.
It's
mean,
tough.
that's why we said we're gonna do it for a couple weeks. Because it's actually really fun.
You ruined it though. Like you went super like
Yeah,
what's
Batman's
else?
hard.
That
I
should
mean-
have been the last one.
I
Like,
know,
okay, we're
yeah.
gonna retire this for a bit.
Yeah,
Batman.
Batman.
I mean,
I really wanted to go for like someone that I felt would be difficult. I just didn't think I didn't realize how hard Batman would be right off.
yeah. But I still feel like it's unfair, putting in Lobo in there just because like he's super powerful still. Like,
Dude.
he's pretty strong.
You
Take
say
what you
that,
can get.
But he's
Lobo,
not that smart.
Take what
though,
you can
so.
get.
Lobo's fought Batgirl and she got the best of him on Young Justice.
Yeah, true.
Like she didn't beat him, but she
True,
got
yeah.
so that's Batgirl.
True.
Batman can handle.
True.
That's the
but
problem.
I'm happy with my team.
That's
Yeah.
a good team.
Yeah,
That's a
good
very
team,
good
right?
team.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Last time when we did this, we were just like, who won the teams? And the guys were like, Brian definitely killed this one. And I was just like, I don't know. You guys' teams are pretty damn
Well,
good
it's
too.
hard because you want to think bad guys against him.
Oh.
Like that's your
Well,
instinct is to.
I actually like the idea of going good and bad. I like mixing it up. I want to
Yeah.
use like everyone.
yeah.
Because like I went into the Image universe and I used last time against Sylar and I used the character who I would have used again this time, but I was trying to make sure I don't use the same characters because that's one of those. The character I wanted to use is a guy Walter. I think his name is Walter. I forgot already. But what he does is he can get into your head and similar to like Phantom X, kind of makes it that you don't realize the real from the fake.
Okay.
So
From what series?
Jupiter's Legacy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
But the reason he would be good against Sylar is because, you know, you're kind of locking Sylar's mind for a moment.
Yeah.
And then you can do whatever you want to the boss. Because that's the thing. He brings you into your mind and you think it's real, but it's actually just an illusion.
Right.
It's all in your head. But his are so detailed that sometimes, like, he's put people in mental prisons for, like, their lives or whatever.
It's like
Right.
like Sandman is he?
Yeah, Sandman is a good character.
Yeah,
He's
Sandman
a little
was
OP,
good.
though, because he's essentially a god.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
He is a god.
He is
Yeah,
a
he's not essentially. Yeah, he is a god.
I'll just take Death.
True.
Yeah,
From
yeah,
the same
yeah.
series.
Death was good too.
True.
Oh, Preacher. How about that?
Oh, good. Yeah, those are all great characters. It's just that you want something that would be a little bit fair.
Yeah.
Mind
No.
you, it's Batman once
No.
again. So
This game is fun. Everyone's afraid of Batman.
yes,
exactly.
They
Like,
are.
I don't want to do this.
It's because
My-
everyone else kind of like isn't that serious, and Batman's like never kidding.
Exactly.
So it's just like
it's
even
never a joke to him.
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
it's like even the whole Justice League when Batman shows up, it's like shh.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Batman's here.
But that's the thing that's kind of a mess with Batman.
How does Batman do it? I have superpowers, and everyone wants to talk to me like I'm like.
No,
like,
but
that's
but
Superman.
That's why he's so unhappy though, because everyone has superpowers. They're like it's a joke to them.
Yeah.
Batman's like I almost die every second.
I have
of
I have
this
to like
game.
use
Like,
my intimidation.
Yeah, my
and
whole-
me coming in.
yeah.
It's just everyone's like,
He
oh,
has, he has to use his whole
dude's
intensity like at all moments.
It's true, though.
His superpower.
That's what 100%. I
Yeah.
mean, he always says it whenever he talks to Superman. His idea is just like, I want them to fear me. First of all, I don't want them to know for a fact that I exist. I want to be urban legend,
Yeah.
and I want them to fear me. That is
Yeah.
so smart because if you never know for sure,
It's like I'm a shadow. I'm a ghost.
Yeah.
Like it's like I'm dehumanized. Like I'm
Yep.
some demon.
villains are a
That's coming, but, like,
superstitious, cowardly lot.
exactly,
Yeah.
No, it's true. That's a perfect.
But that's what they always say all the time in
Yeah.
the show.
So, you know, Batman roams around the streets at night in the dark, in the shadows. You never see the guy, but he's taking out some of your best friends, and you're just like, but they tell you, I don't know. I didn't see. I was just,
Yeah.
I saw something out of the corner of my eye. Next thing I knew, I was unconscious.
Yeah, the gun was gone, and then I was tied up. The cops
exactly.
came.
That's why I love the original Batman. Like when they showed
What?
No, that was a horrible Batman.
Old chum. That whole show was just to teach Robin a lesson.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You almost got it, Robin, but it's actually this. No, I'm being dead serious. Rewatch it and think of it that way. And you're
I
like,
don't doubt it. I don't doubt it for a second. I
was
could
like-
easily see them doing
It
that.
was like Batman as a gay couple.
But it was just a weird show. But I was
Which
more
one did you
talking
like?
about Batman versus Superman when
Oh,
they
yeah,
show the Batman scenes and he's like hiding in a corner.
Oh yeah,
Like,
like on the ceiling,
ceiling.
and he crawls around
Exactly,
like on
and
the
you're
ceiling.
like,
and stuff.
That's
Because that's
madness.
what a demon would do.
Yeah,
Like in
yeah.
horror movies, what crawls on the ceiling?
Yeah.
Demons.
Yeah. And Batman.
And Batman.
And Batman.
And you're like,
You
what?
think Batman just watches horror movies like, oh, I'm gonna do that.
That's a good
idea.
one. I gotta implement that.
It's his favorite like
Michael-
genre.
Michael Myers, my dude.
He takes bad chicks on dates and just watches their reaction. Is that scary? Did that scare you?
He's like taking notes.
Yeah.
He's like, she jumped at this scene. Good to know. Good to know.
Psychology.
Or he just sits at the back of theaters and just watches people.
Yeah.
And
Watch-
jump seat. Okay. There. Yes, excellent.
He goes to theaters, horror movies in the worst part of town.
Yeah. Like he watched the movie A Quiet Place and saw it and he's just like, okay,
Don't say anything.
just be
Got it.
quiet, silence, fear the darkness and the silence. If they make noises, they die. Excellent notes.
Excellent.
Sick bastard. Bruce Wayne is like a BDSM like weirdo all along.
Yeah.
That's why it's into the black leather, guys.
No,
It's-
actually, Bruce Wayne is the guy in 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh,
It's him. Like,
that-
that's just
yeah.
him on daytime schedule.
Oh God.
He's not wrong though. That would
No.
Christian.
I'm out.
What's his name? Christian something
Done.
something.
Done.
50 Shades of Wayne.
Over.
50 Shades of Wayne. Let's
Oh
make
my
that.
God.
Let's make that.
That's so good.
Yo, someone
That'd
needs
be
to
the
make that
best
no
fanfic.
one needs
comic.
to make that.
Ever.
Fanfic
Stop
at
it.
least. Fanfic
No.
at least.
No, that
Enough of
Actually,
those.
what am I saying? The fanfic probably already exists.
Yeah, it
There
needs to
has
be a
to-
50
real.
Shades was a fan
50 Shades of Wayne.
I know.
Oh
So,
my god.
yeah, that already is such a bad thing. But there's definitely out there,
I
and
want
we'll
that.
have to look for it
I would
after.
read that.
50 Shades of Grey fan fiction where Bruce Wayne is instead of
What was that rule again?
Anyways,
32
if it didn't
or
ex-
something.
If it didn't exist
Probably
yet,
exists.
patent pending.
Yeah, but but that's an internet rule, right?
Yeah.
If you can think of it, it exists on the internet.
It probably already exists.
I
You're not
guess.
looking hard enough.
Yeah,
But
that.
do you want to find it?
I mean,
It
I'm
exists on the
afraid.
dark web.
Yeah, I'm afraid of the places I'd have to go to
Yeah,
find.
exactly.
I also don't want it to be sexual, and the fan fiction is always over the top sexual. Like I don't need it to be sexual. I just want to know Batman
Wait,
in that
is you talking about what? The Catwoman, New 52 Catwoman is always sexual, or are you talking about fanfic? I don't.
Fanfic.
Like, you're blurring the lines here, man.
character. Yeah, she is very sexual, isn't she?
No, like that New 52 Catwoman is just like did just start effing in the comic.
Hey,
Like, I think it was the end of the
he's in
first
love.
issue.
He's in love.
No, but it's from her perspective, and
And-
she just pins them down and bangs them while they're in costume.
If you were
So that's,
Catwoman,
that's the joke I'm trying to make. It's like, wait, you're talking about the actual
But I'm just
comics
saying,
or
if
the
I was
fan fiction?
Catwoman and Bruce Wayne Batman showed up, I'd fuck his brains out too. That's pretty much the game.
Let's just sit here and talk about Batman for the rest of our lives. I could just
We
sit-
could do
stay in
that.
this
We
room.
could make that a whole episode. But I want to hear you talk about Final Space. So, ladies and
Final
gentlemen,
Space.
as we said last week, now that we are doing the live streams through our new Twitch, OBS, Streamlabs, a whole bunch of kit and caboodle, all that cool stuff you probably don't care about anyways, we're on the screen. We're going to do this the whole show. We're just going to let you guys continue to watch us do the show. So you'll get to see Jawz D, who's a little tired from his long day. He wakes up early now. And we'll continue to be crazy.
And Kalil, who's just starting his day.
But yeah, so View the Right Thing segment, if this is one of your first times watching the show or listening to the podcast, is where we talk about things. We talk about events, shows, movies, comics, books, anything that we think you should view or enjoy or take part in. So View the Right Thing. Kalil this week is going to be talking about Netflix original series, which is also on the Cartoon Network in the States, though,
Oh,
if
is
I'm not
it?
mistaken.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
because that's where I saw it.
Okay.
Final Space.
Final Space.
Yeah,
What a
dude.
show. I mean, I didn't, I heard nothing about it. It just popped up on Netflix, and I was like, hey, a cartoon. It's a Netflix show, I think.
Yeah, series, yeah.
And it's a Netflix series. And it just came up as a suggestion of things to watch or whatever. So I was
Yeah.
like, let me check this out. It looks cool. It just, the images look cool. Like when you look at leave the mouse on it and it plays, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, it looks
Yeah,
interesting.
the hover.
So it turns out like I'm going to resume it by being totally like
Have you binged the whole show?
yeah, actually.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's totally like a Futurama meets Rick and Morty
Yeah,
in
you were
my-
saying,
in my
yeah.
mind,
Yeah,
like
that's what I was figuring.
in
I didn't
my-
get the chance to see it
because
but
it's like space,
Yeah.
you know, kind of thing. Plus, like super vulgar stupidity,
Yeah.
like dumb stuff going on or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah. So the premise is this regular dude Gary. His dad used to be a big what's the thing called
He's like a big time space.
yeah, he was a big time astronaut with
Yeah.
with the whatever their Federation space thing is called or whatever. And Gary's kind of like just a regular dude, whatever. And
He's a dreamer.
Yeah, he's a dreamer, and he meets this chick in a bar who turns out to work for the Federation or whatever.
I'm sorry, I'm just remembering the scene in the bar and then what he does after
He
it.
tries to impress her, and he ends up like blowing up half the fleet or something
Yeah.
like that.
what?
Yeah,
And-
because
So
I
he's
don't
just
even
an
remember
F
what
up.
he does, but he like messes
well,
up.
he lies. He knocks out a guy from the fleet.
Yeah.
Takes his uniform.
Yeah.
Poses, impersonates him.
Oh, wow.
Says he's a pilot. And then she gets a big call about how there's an emergency, blah, blah, blah. So she's like, drive me here, pilot. So he's
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah. And then he goes to get in and then just fires the wrong thing and, like, blows up the whole fleet.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
And, like, yeah. So
Such
yeah,
an
Gary.
idiot.
And so he gets sentenced to 5 years of, like, I guess it's, like, prison space labor.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how it really works, but he's alone on a ship with a ship, like, running him or whatever. And,
I love the ship.
yeah, it's really
Yes,
fun.
Gary.
And he has to just like go to different what's it called, like
Systems and planets.
yeah, systems and planets and fix, like, you know, satellites or fix pick a, you know, just do stuff for the thing or whatever. And he has to serve this 5-year sentence of doing this alone on this ship. And his whole thing is he's sending logs to this girl
Yeah.
that he messed up the world for.
Yeah,
who
Quinn.
Quinn, who wants nothing to do with him, obviously, because he just blew up the whole
Right,
right.
like thing and broke all the rules or whatever. So that's basically the story until he runs across this little being, Mooncake. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
Mooncake's pretty cute.
Yeah, and then that kind of changes the dynamic and all becomes about him. And there's this guy, the Lord Commander, that's trying to like destroy everybody and like open the door to final space.
Yeah.
And
I will just say this
yeah.
though, Lord Commander, voiced by David Tennant,
oh yeah,
Purple Man from Jessica Jones, or
snap.
Doctor Who more famously, but
But
I just
Sorry
think
for yelling
I
on
just
the
think it's
side.
like he's such a good voice actor these days because he does that and he does Scrooge McDuck and I think he does
yeah.
another voice and I just find it interesting. But okay, so you didn't mention this, but one of my favorite things about the show is every time he wants a cookie, and the ship is trying to tell him, Gary, a cookie will add 1 day to your sentence. And he's just like, and he's still trying to
He's like,
read.
I don't care.
And he's like trying to break it open.
And then one time he gets
Yeah.
a cookie and then he says the wrong thing, so they close the cookie thing.
I'm telling
But-
you, your comparisons of Rick and Morty and like The Simpsons and stuff, it's pretty solid.
You know
'Cause-
what that gag is? It's the Peanuts gag, right?
Oh,
It's
no.
it's the taking the ball away.
Yeah.
Like it's
Lucy,
Yeah,
yes.
it's the Lucy taking the ball away.
That's
It's
true.
totally
That is true. That is
with
true.
the cookie. No, but it's really hilarious. It's a really well done show.
Yep.
It's well written. It's fun to watch.
Yep.
It's not. I don't think it's as vulgar as Rick and Morty.
No, not
quite,
at all.
But more violent than Rick
Yeah,
and Morty. 'Cause
yes.
There's like more
Funny enough,
blood and more
which-
like loss of limbs.
yeah.
Things like that, and death, and people die. Right?
Yeah.
So like not that they don't in Rick and Morty, but
No, but I know, I get what you're saying. The idea is that like Rick and Morty is, I guess, a slightly more adult leaned in the sense that it deals with the psychological and but then this one deals with like just the visuals of what could happen.
yeah, but I think it deals a lot with emotion, like loss
Yeah.
and love, and
Yo,
like
dude.
you really become.
So you know who I'm
attached
talking
to the
about when I say when so and so dies. Like like a legit sad moment in a
yeah,
movie.
you're like you feel lost because you're like
'Cause
I
I-
really like that character,
and I
How-
didn't
did he-
expect it.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Because when you watch cartoons and movies and stuff like that, you never, most of the time, you don't assume characters that high up on the call sheet are going to be gone. For that to happen, I was legit thrown. I was like, whoa.
I'm getting.
I rewatched the scene because I was like, did that really
I know,
just happen?
Me too. Me
Anyways.
too. I find though I'm getting less desensitized in my old age. Like when I was younger, I was like, yeah, 30 people just died. Now I'm like, what? Now I'm like, what a waste.
Oh, you're,
Now
you're
I'm like,
sensitized.
I'm
now
like,
you're sensitized. Before
Yeah,
you're
I'm more
desensitized.
yeah,
now
I'm
you're
getting
like,
less desensitized. Like I'm
No.
sensitizing. I'm like when
I'm
30
becoming a
people just
person.
when like it's like when you're watching Infinity War and everyone's just dying and you're like, this war is taking a lot of people. Like, God.
My goodness. War
And I'm
is
not even
terrible.
counting the ones like Thanos, snapped his
Yeah.
fingers away. I'm just counting like whoever like died or whatever. I have a question about that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the time, but like, Thanos' invading army, don't they seem like symbiotes? His like those bugs there.
The Black Order.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're talking about the ones with like the riders, the Outriders.
Yeah.
No, they're. I mean, I could see that. I see what you're saying,
Right.
but no, they're just an alien race. That's how they look. Yeah. Because I've
They're awful. They're awful.
yeah,
people.
they're disgusting
Who made
creatures.
them? Jeez.
But yeah, so you're recommending people to watch Final Space?
So no, it's terrible. Yeah, definitely. It was a pleasant surprise because I didn't have any expectations.
Yeah.
So like I just watched it cold
Always
and
the
like
best.
kept binging and it just kept getting better and drawing me in more. And even a week later, I was getting tattooed, and this guy was watching it at the tattoo shop, and I was just rewatching it, and it was still cool, like.
What is your sense about the opening, though? Every episode opens with that same thing about how Gary.
Yeah, because
there's only 5 minutes of oxygen left.
I really like that moment because it's leading to this, it's
Yeah, it's a
leading to
countdown,
that,
yeah.
right? And when it's gonna get to that moment, you'll know like that's the ultimate like time or whatever. But it's a really funny opening because every time it has like a really like and you're like, if you eat the cookie, you will die, and like things like that.
Yeah. They make cookies seem really dark in this series.
Oh my God! When they're in the mine thing and like he thinks of like killer cookies and then they're like, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, so people, I mean, we both recommend it. Final Space. If you have Netflix, it's a quick watch. All the episodes are averaging
like 22-minute long.
10 episodes, maybe 12.
Yeah,
12 episodes.
They're like 20 minutes long.
Yeah,
it's easy to watch.
It averages. I don't know if you've noticed because I've been clicking through all the episodes at the top though.
Like 8.
It averages 8 out of 10 or higher. And there's 10 episodes in the first season. Sorry, season 2 has 2 episodes have been announced already. Right. That's why.
And so when you binge it, it's just like watching a 2-hour movie, really.
Yeah. It is. If you just watch them all back to back, it feels like because the intro, like I was saying, that moment where the computer's just like, Gary, you have 4 minutes. It feels like it's just flashes in a movie because the episode happens, then that starts the episode every time.
Right.
Yeah.
So it kind of feels like it's just a connection.
But it grounds you. It
Yeah.
resets you into the where we're at and where we're going without telling you last time on.
Yes. Agreed.
I
Agreed.
mean?
Okay.
Yeah, because he like talks to it and he's just like, I can't believe it, and then he kind of like re-says what's happened so far. Emerson voices Kevin the robot.
Oh Lord.
So you
but
could
I'm
already
not saying the character himself is funny. I'm saying the use of that character is hilarious. Like in the sense that he hates him.
Yeah, my thing is, I thought Kevin wanted to be his friend, and he always seems like he does. But he also revels
Seems
in
like he wants to fuck with him. Like
he
really
like
wants to
revels in the fact that like, ooh, I'm on the ship alone. It's like what the hell?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very interesting.
No.
Okay, Jawz D, TFCon 2018.
Yeah.
Bong wearing the Transformers T-shirt.
Yeah, I can represent. Today.
Did you guys
take a bathroom break? Bye.
punch all the slags and do all the what's a drug on Cybertron? Do they have drugs?
Oh, I think they do.
They have drugs and alcohol, right?
I don't know about alcohol. I know they have a drug, but I can't remember.
They don't drink. They don't. There's no.
They drink gasoline. Their cars. What do you think?
Gasolina.
No.
I'm just picturing all of them at a gas station with that playing and pouring gas.
I think later on in the
Pouring
comics they
gas
have
on Autobots' titties.
some kind of Energon drink or something like that. But yeah, they do drink.
They don't crush it up and snort it. Little Energon. Little...
No.
Energon lines.
Yeah, man.
Not that
It's
I
like-
remember.
And then you see the glowing on their face from the
No,
Energon
boost-
dust.
Boost the Energon.
Straight to the brain, man.
But yeah, this happened last 2 weeks ago, I think. Yeah.
Oh, already 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So where is that TFCon? Where is
It's
that?
in Mississauga.
Oh.
So the Hilton in Meadowvale.
So you have to travel for
Yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly. So it's like just outside of Toronto, like the city.
Yeah.
And it was pretty fun. I was one of the staff members.
Yeah.
So my duty was to be a guest liaison for specifically David Kay.
Okay.
So David Kay has done a lot of voiceover work. You might know him from the commercials. Nobody beats the brick.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah, that's
Cool.
him.
Wait,
But
is the brick in the States?
No, it's here.
Just
He's
Canada.
Canadian.
Okay, that's what I
He's
thought.
Canadian. So
Dope.
Well, did you sleep with him or what?
no, jeez. I'm a professional here, so is he. This is not our first rodeo. What's wrong with you?
It's only when you're not working together, right?
No, but he's also like one of his big things that he's done was Beast Wars Megatron.
Dope.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's also done a lot of work for Ocean Group, so like anime and other stuff that Mainframe has done.
Okay.
So like
okay.
I think he was like Spectre and Reboot. So like remember they had the what was it called? The Star Trek homage episode. And you had like the one group of so he was like one of the ethereal people that like you know, they were like a shape and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So like I was mainly working with him and like making sure people behaved and got their stuff done and this and that, and a lot of people were like starstruck and super happy to see him.
Yeah.
One of the things he was selling was
You had to go pick up girls from and stuff.
No, he's married, man. Jeez.
LeVar Burton was married. And he still had me translate so he could pick up girls. Way to ruin my childhood, LeVar. I'm joking. Anyways, what were you saying?
And
I know I'm snitching like crazy. Right?
I know, right? I was like, yo, you just threw LeVar under
snitching
the
on other
bus.
people. Snitching on other people. But
I've already told that
he had this
story,
really
so
cool
don't-
button.
LeVar's like, no, fuck it.
He had this really cool yes button. So like you know the yes easy button that you press.
Hit
So
that
he had,
button.
so-
As someone who worked at Bureau.
So he has a button like that, but it only says his phrases from Beast Wars. So as Megatron.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So you press it and he goes yes and all that kind of stuff. And so he also sells it on his website, but what he does is he actually signs it, make sure it works in front of you, and then like and
cool.
sells it to you. And so I got
That
to
is
do
a smart gimmick.
So I got to like film his little ad for TFCon. So I was
Okay.
like going in, I was like spinning around, making sure like I got the footage of the person he's taking the picture of, and he's talking to the camera and everything. So there was that. Someone
Post that in the comments.
so I will. And then there was another person that was sitting next to him, which is Gary Chalk. And Gary Chalk has done Beast Wars, Optimus Primal.
Oh, okay.
He's done a lot of characters on Reboot. He did like, "Hey Al, get out here, we're on."
Oh, okay.
What? So he does that guy. He does. He also still acts. He still acts.
Okay.
So if you saw the first Godzilla movie, the American Godzilla, not the '90s one, the more recent one with what's his name?
Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston.
Yeah.
So remember at the beginning of the movie, the reactors failing and everything like that, and behind Bryan Cranston there's like this old white guy. That's the old white guy. So he still shows up in movies here and there.
Gary Chalk.
Gary Chalk. He's also in.
Oh yeah, this guy.
Yeah, so he's also in Arrow. If you click on him.
I'm trying. The internet's slow.
Oh, okay. But he's also in Arrow and stuff like that as well. I think he plays like a general or something like that.
Okay.
He was also in Stargate SG-1. So I had to like.
Yeah, because when you said the name, I was just like, that sounds like someone that like a name I've actually seen. Oh yeah, I recognize this dude.
Two Canucks.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I recognize this dude. I'm trying to think of. Oh man, Cole Squad. Yes, Cole Squad is this Canadian. Oh, he's actually from the UK. Cole Squad was this.
Well, he's born in the UK.
Oh, okay. Cole Squad's this show that they wanted to do something similar to what's the American one where they try and investigate like
Cold cases.
Cold cases.
Cold case.
Is that what it was called?
I think so.
Yeah. So, but this one they're cops, but they don't, because Canadians don't like to carry guns on their shows. It always just kind of plays weird because they like, if they get into tense situations, there's no gunfight, and we're so programmed to expect a gunfight because of American television that when there's no gunfight, you're like, what?
But more often in reality,
Yeah, there's no
gunfight.
I know. It was more accurate, but as Canadians who watch American television,
Right.
I'm so programmed.
You think that's why Americans like think they're supposed to do that?
Yes.
Like they just watch them. They're like, oh, it's gunfight time.
100%.
It's got to be that, right?
It's life imitating arts.
Yeah.
Which imitates life that
Which
never
kill-
happened.
which
yeah.
kills life.
Yeah.
Yeah, which creates unnecessary.
Oh, cool. So he does a voice on
Yeah, he's still active.
Ninjago.
Ninjago, yeah.
Oh my god. My Little Pony.
Yeah.
This is hilarious.
There's a lot of stuff.
That's cool though. Okay, sorry. So
So,
you hanging out with Homeboy?
So somebody got both of them to do a voice recording.
Oh god.
So it was basically both of them, so reprising the roles from Beast Wars.
Yeah.
And it was basically, remember The Simpsons, the steamed hams bit?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah,
with Principal Chalmers.
So, yeah. So that bit started coming back up on the internet again.
yeah,
and
why is that?
It was just a meme. People were just
Yeah.
remixing it and doing weird
It's
stuff
like
with it.
Kiki.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, let's do it, but instead of instead of steamed hams, it's like 1980s music or something.
Yeah,
like they always
right,
just change it up.
yeah.
So this guy wrote a script, gave it to both of them, and recorded them doing that bit, but as Optimus Primal, as Skinner, and Megatron as Chalmers. And
but how much did he pay them?
I was gonna say
they for them to do voices, it's $50. That's the highest. That's the highest.
You record, and
so
they'll do a video for you.
Yeah, so it's like you pay them
That
both.
is worth it.
You pay them both the fee. You give them their script. They'll do it together when there's like a lull in the lines. They'll do it together. And they did a whole. They did the whole.
Cool.
And they were really.
What did they do for $200?
And they really had a lot of fun with it. They really had they were getting the beats down and everything, and it works really well because they're both in the same area.
They get to make money to do something that they probably would do for free if they like the script.
No, you gotta.
No, I know, but I'm saying like if they got that funny a script and they're just like, this would be hilarious if we did it, and they just read it to each other, they'd be like,
aren't they
cool.
already?
But they also get $100.
Aren't they already getting paid to be there anyways?
No, but I mean, I'm still down to pay them the $50.
They're getting paid on top of paid on top of paid. Nah.
As well.
I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say you, the singer. You're gonna be like, no, don't pay me. I'm already being paid, so don't give me more money.
So there was that. Also at the show was Dave Wise, and like this guy wrote a lot of like Transformers books, but he also wrote a lot of 90s old school 90s cartoon shows that you forgot you watched as a kid.
Oh, okay.
So Proto Man was really happy to see him because he did the New Adventures of Speed Racer.
Oh boy.
And he outright told them like, I know that show isn't good, but I love it.
This is a Speed Racer that has like where he talks super.
No, this is the one that came out in the 90s. So this was an American one.
Okay.
And like it had its own.
I just can't shake the like live action movie of that.
I know.
It was fun. I liked it.
The live action movie,
It's really
if you rewatch it, it's actually fun.
It's really good.
I feel like if you saw it in theaters, it didn't resonate because it was weird. But when you you just rewatch it now, you're just like, oh, this is actually a fun story. It's not as bad as I thought.
Yeah, like the only issue I have with it is that it doesn't know if it wants to be a kids movie or a nice throwback homage. It does both, and I think at one pivotal point in the movie, it has a very
they mess up on
I feel like it just breaks the flow. But other than that, I think it's fine and it's fun and it's doing something very different.
Yeah, if anything, if you cut down the kid and the monkey a bit, you probably get a better movie.
I think when Speed and the guy that owns the company, he's trying to get to join his team.
Yeah, I
find if you take Spritle and Jim Jim out of that, it's going crazy and destroying the whole thing, I think that would make that scene a little bit better. Yeah, and everything would be fine. But I
agree.
I don't mind them being there, making fun of anime tropes because Speed Racer was an anime.
Yeah.
But so Dave Wise he wrote for
That's dope.
Wildcats, he wrote for all those 90s shows you forgot that had one season, one and done, and then move on. So Dave Wise was like, oh, this he dug them and stuff, and then I found out something that some guy was wearing a Devilman shirt, but it was the way it looked like a shout out to Matt. He wore a shirt that said Devilman, and it looked like the 1960s Batman logo.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So and then
with the face.
Yeah, and it's Batman. So
I actually have a Takara Tomy Devilman in my collection.
Oh, no
Microman.
And Dave Wise saw it and he's like, that's a really awesome shirt. And he's like, I actually know the creator of Devilman. And we're like, what? Own the guy? He's like, yeah, I call him Go-chan. And we're like, boom! You're like, what? How do you know him? And he just told us a story about him meeting him and da-da-da. And he told him,
Energon.
And he was like, oh, aren't you the creator of Astro Boy? He's like, you know Astro Boy?
What's Astro Boy called in Japan? It has another...
I can't remember.
Someone was explaining to me that Astro Boy in Japan, he's not a hero, or he's not as heroic in that version. Anyways, I'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
Because I just remember seeing that and be like, don't ruin my childhood, you bastards. Anyways.
But that was pretty fun. Another thing I thought was pretty cool was there was a script reading.
Oh, cool.
So that's where they get all the voice actors to reprise their various roles of different characters.
Yeah.
And then they get people from the crowd to audition for different roles in that story.
You've told me about this.
Yeah, so this year
you did a voice 1 year.
Yeah, my first year I got to do animated Jazz, and and David K was one of the guests, and he actually like, yeah, you should do Jazz, just do your voice, and I didn't pick up on that, and I was trying to do what's his name? What's the UPS guy from Mad TV?
Phil Lamar.
I was trying to do Phil Lamar doing Jazz.
Do it now. You want to hear that?
Give us some Phil, damn it.
No, it's just like he's trying to do Scatman Crothers Jazz, but it's like, but he wants to do it because he likes that actor. Yeah. So I should just played me. I should just done my voice and have been normal.
But instead, you go.
No.
You got to pay him $50.
No, but
then you say go. I'll give him $200. It worked for me all night.
One thing that I thought was really cool was there was a little kid doing wheelie.
Oh, that's funny. Okay.
So a little and then the characters kept ragging on him for like rhyming all the time. And then one of the other characters was like, "Oh, you should just do a haiku instead." And then he does the haiku, and then like his last line makes no sense because that's haikus of how they usually run. And had this big laugh, this big giant laugh from everyone. So I was like, "Wow, the writer really nailed it this time around." Like I think he always nails it, but like this one was really nice. Like,
is it the same person who writes them every year?
Yeah, it's cool. Okay. Phil. Shout out to Phil. So he writes them all the time and always does a really good job. And like everyone has a lot of
really
fun.
Gets the tone of the characters.
Yeah. So like in this one, the characters are jumping between different dimensions because Gary Chalk and David Cave have done different Optimus Primes and Megatrons over their careers. And so the last part that they end up in is the Japanese Energon Transformer series.
Is that the one where Optimus is a fire truck?
No, it's one of, but it's another one. It's further down the line. Okay. And so what ends up happening is that they start talking fast because they're anime characters, right? So they're like, blah, 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 all of a sudden they're just super fast for no reason.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
So it's
Has anyone ever taken these in anime? Like, do you film them?
Yeah. There's I think Eventainment films most of all of them, and you can buy them on DVD if you want it.
But no one ever like randomly animated them.
Right.
No one really animates them.
Because that's one of the things I like about the internet. Like when people get hold of something, they're just like, I want to animate this, and then they just randomly animate, and you're like, whoa, this is incredible. Right. Yeah.
You lost me at TFCon. Say that again.
Well, it was really fun. One thing I always tell people the one thing I like about this convention is the average age is kind of skews a little bit older, so people kind of hang out at the bars. People have like little parties in the rooms.
There's hot chicks, get laid.
Like that's most cons.
He's
though,
like,
no?
what happens at TFCon?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Stop ragging out on
stop spilling the tea, buddy.
She stays in Mississauga.
I already spilled the tea on Levar. Let's not spill on nobody else.
Terrible.
Levar's wife.
I told you in
withholding sex tonight.
He didn't tell me in confidence. Him and I were on the street. Anyways,
did you just he gave you the head nod and you just threw him underneath the bus?
Levar's wife is withholding sex tonight.
Levar is one of my favorite people. You know that. So it
apparently not.
So you found out he's a cheater.
It was one. It was more a moment. I mean, he didn't cheat. It was just random that he was just like. First of all, anyways, no.
Wow,
there's too much information.
You're in Montreal.
Too much.
You're still talking. What are you doing?
You guys are the ones who brought it back up.
No, I didn't bring it back up.
I was
you
LeVar
did.
Burton in Montreal. I'd want to get laid too.
Oh my god.
I mean, if you're anyone in Montreal, you want to get laid. Montreal is one of the most beautiful people in the world.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
But yeah, TFCon. Go.
It's Mississauga. Mississauga.
Sure.
So every
year, it's Mississippi, but you changed the end.
every July-ish.
Second weekend, third week.
It depends on it depends on what else is going on around the same time.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's
you
true.
should try not to like.
You definitely don't want to go up against
like San Diego Comic-Con or Montreal Comic-Con
or GI Joe Con.
Yeah, Joe.
Yeah, what was that? You were.
I didn't go.
It was a swap. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Oh yeah. Well, I went to because I'm in this Facebook group called GI Joe Montreal.
Okay.
And it's just a bunch of GI Joe collectors around the city or whatever.
And you guys did a swap recently?
Yeah, so we just did a swap. We did at Rose Bowl.
Oh, cool.
We rent a little room there and then just play with toys one Sunday morning.
Just
trade and buy off each other.
Oh, that's dope.
Nerdy and geeky.
Does Transformers have something like that? In Montreal?
I think there was a group.
Does Transformers have something like
that?
I
remember there was a group. I don't know if the group is still active or not.
Oh, okay.
Oh, us, we're all friends. We talk every day.
Aww.
There's a group chat.
We send each other dick pics.
Oh,
That's a bit much.
We're
Sounds
close.
sounds like a commitment.
We're
I don't know
close.
about that.
a little too much, but
You
yeah.
should join the group, dude.
But yeah, speaking of cons, if you guys heard about BlurredCon in DC, it happened just this weekend that passed.
That was fast.
Yeah, BlurredCon is pretty awesome.
Went by like a blur.
Yeah.
Blinked and I missed it.
But one of the things that I like about BlurredCon, it really focuses on trying to give a voice to Black, Indigenous, people of color, queer, LGBT, the whole thing. It tries to, it really tries to go out of its way to make sure that as much, because I got to tell you, I love Montreal Comic Con. Don't get me wrong. I had a lot of fun. But when I was looking at that guest list and all the guests were white and all the guests that canceled were Black, I was just like...
And Eric Alexander wasn't a guest?
No, she wasn't, actually, in the end.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, I was at the con, but a couple days before the con, I was looking at the list, and I was just like, okay, who are some of the people I would like to request to interview? And I even wrote specifically to them in my thing when I was applying for a media pass that I really like to focus on people of color in geek culture. And, you know, so I looked at it, and originally there were no Black people, but there was like...
Jason Momoa.
Yeah, Jason Momoa, Palm Clementif, who was Mantis, who's East Asian, actually from Quebec, but part Asian,
Okay. Cool.
and a whole bunch of other people. So there's like a few, and I was just like, okay, cool. And then Shaniqua got added, Martin Green from Star Trek, and I was like, cool. So then I look, and it was Billy D. Williams and two other people who canceled, and they're like, it showed the list, and it's like canceled, and it's just all Black people, and I was just like, Did the Black community find out something and not tell us?
They heard about that Slav thing.
Yeah. I mean, that definitely did not make the city look good.
I remember the last time I saw Billy D. Williams at Comic-Con, I was like, you should come back for Jazz Fest. He's like, I'm trying.
Yeah.
Really, this was years ago, and he's like, I'm really trying to come back for that Jazz Fest.
He's going to be too busy in the next year for sure, because he's working on Star Wars.
I think that's probably what happened. All those people are called up for Star Wars.
Oh.
Yeah, he's in it now.
He didn't even deserve to be in the first one.
Damn.
No, it was his attitude about it. Like, you heard interviews about it and everything, and he's all like, I didn't know I was in this B movie. He didn't even learn his...
No, but
he didn't even learn his lines. Every line, he was like, line, they're like this. He's like this.
But that was a lot of people.
Like, you know, and he's just like, this movie's dumb. It's never gonna...
But that was a lot of people. Even the guy that played Obi-Wan...
the
guy that played Obi-Wan Kenobi was like, I don't know what the...
But Mark Hamill said the same thing.
No, actually, the guy that played Obi-Wan Kenobi never wanted to be in Star Wars.
Exactly.
He
Think about
hated
that.
it. He didn't, when they killed him, he was super happy.
Yeah.
And it ruined his life anyways, because that's all he was ever known for. And he hated it. He was super mad about it.
I mean, Mark Hamill said the same thing. He said when he got the script originally, it said confidential, and he was handing it around to everybody, being like, I don't know, they wanted me to do this weird movie, and he's like handing the script, and like, you know, then it blew up, and he's just like, oh, maybe I should have respected them.
Wasn't that for the second movie? Like, it's like, okay, here.
Oh yeah,
like, this is what's up.
Yes.
And he was like, what?
Yeah. And he was like telling people, it's like, dude, stop telling everybody.
Dude, the guy that played Obi-Wan should just spun it like how Jean-Luc Picard did it, like with like how Patrick Stewart did it with thing, like like he wasn't I know he was a geek king already. But then when he did X-Men and stuff, it's like kind of locked him in. Like he wasn't a Shakespearean actor anymore.
No.
From that point on.
Well, he's still Shakespearean. It's just that you know he's a Shakespearean who's played Charles Xavier.
Yeah, exactly. He's not even Patrick Stewart anymore.
Even Blunt Master McGee. I mean Han Solo. He was like what was it? Even he was like.
He was just a carpenter on the set.
Well, like even he was saying something to
that's true, right?
Even he was saying something to the extent of like when he was getting dipped down into the carbonite, and it's like the original scripts he was supposed to say I love you too, and then he turned to Lucas and he was like you can't
this scoundrel wouldn't
no like he said something like you could write it but it sure doesn't sound good George and then he changed it to I know.
yeah, because that was the thing. He was a carpenter who was just reading lines with somebody, but his chemistry was so good. They're like, "Oh, let's just give this kid the role." And
best decision everyone ever made.
I know, but that's usually the case. The same thing with the dude that was in
It turned out Blunt Master McGee turned out to be Harrison Ford.
And the world was never the same. Okay, actually, let's go back to it.
Yes.
BlurredCon,
Panel.
DC. I watched the Brian Newton panel, which was a super well done panel. I was really excited to watch it. I thought it was really cool. It was a lot of fun to take in. Brian Newton is a writer. He's a director who's worked on Teen Titans Go and Rick and Morty. So when I was watching the panel, I got really excited because there's a whole bunch of questions that I wanted to ask him, and I couldn't ask too many questions. I didn't want to take over the panel itself because
how fast are your thumbs, son?
Well, it's just at one point they started asking like, oh, does anyone have any questions? And then like the audience was just being like, we don't really want to ask anything. And I was like, dude, you have a writer from a very, very interesting show and 2 successful shows. Why are you not asking as many questions as possible? Like, I find it weird when people go into these situations and you're going there to try and be informed, find information out, try and develop yourself as a...
They're all shy.
That being shy, man. I'm here
They're
to
all
make...
so shy.
You want to make that money, you ask these questions. So
shy.
One of the first questions well, first of all,
you asked them, how do I get that guap?
Yeah, pretty...
So where do I get that cheddar?
Yo, pretty much. At one point, I asked them, because he started talking about how, you don't need to go to university for this. If you're going to be... If anything, they don't want to look at a university degree. They want to look at a portfolio.
Yeah, what have you written?
What have you written? What have you done? What art? What blah, blah, blah. What have you worked on? Give us a portfolio. Your education, weirdly enough, is secondary. But I did ask him, because this is usually the case, is there a pay gap between university trained and non-university trained in the industry? Because there is a guild, and then he explained, there's a guild that has tiers. You do the work, you get paid. University helps networking and access to resources. So if you go the university route, that's actually, and I can say the same thing. I studied sound my whole life. I could have studied sound outside of communications at Concordia, but because I went to communications, I did get to network, and I had access to all the equipment.
Yeah, exactly.
I got access to the studio. I had access, and then I joined the radio station, and I still had access to. I never paid for a studio, my entire life.
Right.
I still have never paid for a studio, and I know a lot of people.
I mean, I have,
but that's the thing, right? Studios can be expensive sometimes. Yeah. Like I had a friend recently reach out to somebody for a studio, and this was like a family rate, $45 for the hour for an engineer and the studio.
Yeah, right.
Is that average? Is that
It'll go from 30 to infinity, really.
Yeah, exactly. It depends on the quality of the producer.
Yeah,
I guess,
and the whole thing, so it's like,
Because I mean, like when I was helping out with doing stuff at the studio at CJLO, my rate was $10 an hour because I studied communications, but I hadn't done a session in like 3 years. So by the time that we were allowed to do it, and you could charge your own rate if you were going to help someone out,
right?
I was just like, well, I definitely can't charge more than like $10 an hour. Like, they're already paying for the studio. If they just need me to engineer, set up some mic, blah blah. And usually musicians know how they like their setup. They come in and they have an idea of their mic placement, stuff like that. It's good for you to know the space, but they also know as musicians, well, I don't like miking my guitar this way because then you pick up my strum from that and XYZ, whatever.
Yeah. What other questions did you ask him?
The other question is, were you nervous when they announced 70 more episodes of Rick and Morty? The moderator made it sound like that was a weird question because he's just like, well, everyone's going to get paid. Why is that? But this is why I asked it. Because there were production issues on season 2. Yeah. And Brian Newton explained it. He's just like, actually, that's a good question because if anyone paid attention, they knew there was production issues on season 2. We weren't sure how it was going to go. They actually cut our production from 14 to 10 because of the issues behind the scenes.
And didn't the show get cut at one point?
They were definitely coming back. It's just that the way it went around is they didn't know... they were supposed to work on 14 episodes. They started working on it. They released the first episode. Brian Newton explained he didn't even know that the first episode had come out. He just started getting calls from people saying like, oh, yo, your episode dropped. This is so cool. And they were just like, we are only... Because the way he explained how they work it is you have multiple directors working on multiple episodes. Right. There are different stages of production. So the first episode... The first episode came out while they were still in production on like episode 2, 3, and 4. And they hadn't done the other part of the season, and their turnover rate is he said like 9 months.
Oh, wow.
So when that came out, he's just like, whoa, what the? because that meant they now had to try and speed up the production to get all of them done so that they could release the season.
Right.
But it was that first episode was like an April Fool's joke / actual release, and then the rest of the season didn't come out for a bit.
Yeah.
So it was smart how Adult Swim did it, but it was still like kind of threw people off.
Right.
The one of the earlier questions I asked him was, are there any animations from back in the day that we'd like to redo? He said he wouldn't mind doing first he initially said he wanted to do Thundercats.
Everyone wants to do that.
Yeah, but Thundercats is already being redone. He also talked about action versus comedy in animation, and we are currently in the era of comedy, not action. So, 90s, our era as kids growing up was action.
Yeah.
Transformers, G.I. Joe, it's so wild, Thundercats, He-Man.
X-Men.
Now it's cunning,
X-Men.
Batman.
But now, everything's
and,
funny now. Teen Titans Go over Teen Titans.
Gumball.
Gumball.
Even the dialogue in Justice League was very
comical.
like yeah.
I will give this
It's
to
very
Justice.
one-linery.
Yeah.
Like,
Justice League, though, one of the few shows that actually did a good job at balancing both. It was action and comedic.
I meant the movie, but
you meant the movie. Sorry, I was talking about the cartoon Justice League.
No, I agree.
Because I was actually just watching an episode the other day, and first of all, I didn't expect to see as much fighting as I did, because there's a whole thing with the censors back in the day.
You're talking about the '90s one now, or
I'm talking about Justice League Unlimited.
oh yeah, okay.
Like Superman fighting Mongol and legit punching him till his face is swollen.
There's I think there was a rule, and the rule is that like even if you watch the '90s Spider-Man, he's not allowed to punch or kick people.
Ninja Turtles either.
People, specifically people. So if the person's an alien or a robot, then you can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah. That would make sense. That's why there's so many robots. There's a lot of robots in those shows.
That's usually the way around it. That's why the Foot Clan is all robots.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Yeah. Okay.
And then same in G.I. Joe. I think in one of the seasons they had the bats or something.
Yeah,
and
the battle android troopers, and then they mess them up.
Yeah, and they're all robots.
True.
Yeah. So I mean,
you can only shoot at people.
Yeah.
You can't hit them.
You can't hit them, but you can shoot at them.
Shoot at them.
Yeah, I gotta say, I mean, I liked it. The panel was good. Brian Newton gave a lot of insight. Teen Titans Go, he talked about it, and I actually saw the movie this weekend, so I'm gonna talk about that a little bit. But he talked about both shows that he works on. He never expected them to blow up as much as they did. It was kind of sleepers. They were working on it, and the success of the shows just kind of blew up, and he appreciates it. I mean, he loves the fandoms. He says he didn't say anything negative about the Rick and Morty fandom. He just acknowledged the fact that they do have a toxic fandom.
Yeah.
The people are a little over the top with their love for the series. You can be a fan of the series and not be crazy about it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I feel like if you had asked anyone. Yeah, Steven Universe fandom is the same.
You know what though? That's like that Jackass syndrome. Like Jackass the show, and then did you ever I used to work at Metropolis when they did the Jackass tour.
Okay.
And if you see the people that show up to that,
yeah, like the fandoms are a little crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean,
because they're and plus now they're all together in one place.
Yeah,
and they want to do crazy stuff and stand on cars and just be generally really stupid. Yeah. So I feel like Rick and Morty is like those people's kids. It's actually those same dudes, but they're just older.
The thing I find weird about Rick and Morty though, Rick and Morty is dark.
Yep.
Like Rick Sanchez is
dub.
Yeah, he's suicidal.
Yeah.
like there's an episode where he's about to kill himself.
That's the end of the episode, right?
Yeah, but doesn't kill himself because he falls asleep. Had he not fallen asleep and passed out,
dead. He
would be dead. He sets up the contraption, he has his head in it, and is about to die. And I'm watching this this is messed up.
And then he just passes out.
Yeah, and he passes out, his head falls, and the laser thing goes, and he survives, and you're like... I remember thinking, oh, that's dark.
But isn't that usually the theme of the whole show?
Well,
What is my purpose? You pass the butter. Oh, God.
Yeah.
It feels like that whole series, the joke... is from The Simpsons, where they burn down the robotics lab and then the robot runs out. Why was I programmed to feel pain?
They had that same scene in what's it called, Final Space. Because he has his robot arm.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And he's sliding down this metal thing, holding the chick, and then he's like, why was this arm programmed to feel pain?
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Where he's like, no, why did they attach the nerve endings?
Yes, exactly.
Oh.
And then for Teen Titans Go, I'll make it super quick.
Yeah.
Go if you're a DC fan, it's actually worth going to see. There's time travel. I don't like Teen Titans Go, but I like this movie.
Have you sat through and watched all of it? I think all of it's on Netflix.
I've watched most of Teen Titans Go, and I watched as much as I could stomach without getting annoyed that Teen Titans was killed off for this show.
Watch it on its own merit.
And like,
I can't.
You can't.
I can't.
Did you watch the Dark Side episode?
I can't. Yeah.
But
I can't watch the show and ignore the fact that it replaced a better show.
Didn't Teen Titans Go used to happen on Teen Titans, like in their imagination, like when they were embarrassed in their head?
The cartoon style is similar to
I feel like
it was just they just did that as like a little gag because they're trying to like homage anime basically.
Yes, but Teen Titans Go looks similar to that.
It looks so much like that. Like that's
and that's like drives me crazy that you know. And
Easier
I know
to animate.
Yes, and we've already had the discussion. It's cheaper, easier to animate, and it was more. You could sell more with this version than the other version. I get all that, but once again, quality is something that my generation still wants.
But I feel like
I'd prefer quality over quantity.
I still felt there was still some episodes that have a lot of merit.
I don't doubt that there are quality episodes. Because, you know, if you have 1,000 monkeys on 1,000 typewriters, you're going to get something good eventually. And that's what it feels like when I watch Teen Titans Go, the show.
Or maybe it's just a younger demographic.
For sure.
And then and then every once in a while they'll throw in an episode for, like, us.
Yeah.
Like, the Dark Side episode where basically Dark Side's voiced by
Weird Al Yankovic. Yeah.
And,
wow.
And,
it was pretty funny.
And the team... They switch into the Justice League.
Yeah.
So like
Starfire's the Flash.
So like what's his name?
Green. Who had the
what's his name?
Cyborg?
Cyborg was the Green Lantern.
Yeah.
But what he would do instead of like you're supposed to have imagination with it. So what he'd do, he'd purposely make the Golden Girls and they would fight for it.
Yeah. It was pretty funny. It was funny. And that's the thing. The movie has a lot of those gags.
Yeah.
The villain Slade.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah, they finally bring him back, I think.
So they finally bring Slade.
It's always kind of Slade, isn't it?
Well, no, like
in Titans?
In Teen Titans, it was Slade. It was always
and
Slade.
it was a good Slade.
But in the new show, because
but didn't he work for, what's her name's Raven's dad or whatever? Anyways.
Trigon.
Trigon, the devil, basically.
Yeah, basically.
But, so... I don't think they had him in the show at all.
No.
They haven't had Slade in the show at all.
They've never used him.
And only in the movie, all right, we're going to bring out a serious bad guy for this movie.
Yeah.
Slade, but he's voiced by...
Will Arnett.
Yeah. He's voiced by their Batman. He's voiced by Lego Batman.
Yes. And he's a producer, which was pretty funny. So one of the things I'll tell you, it's worth watching because of the fact that if you're a DC fan, there are so many Easter eggs in here for DC fans. Like, so many. It was great to see every single character you can imagine in DC drawn in that style. Even if it drove me a little bit crazy, I was like, oh, they're so cartoony, but it was also well done.
Yeah.
There's a lot of interaction. Nicolas Cage's Superman was the weirdest choice, but actually worked. Like, it was funny.
I think that's on purpose. That's on purpose.
They were trying to homage the fact that he had.
Exactly.
That's one thing that like DC animation is doing right now. It's like, okay, who was supposed to play somebody but didn't get a chance to? Let's get him in on this. But D. Williams, you're gonna be Two-Face. All right. Oh, Superman, Nicolas Cage. Just get him in.
But
here.
It was good. It was fun. It was a fun watch. It's an hour and a half. The music's actually well done too. Like I really that rap that they do, the Teen Titans rap, actually funny.
Just to go back to Nicolas Cage, man that actually named his son Kalil.
Yeah,
come in and do this movie.
His son is in the movie. His son voices a character in the movie.
Oh no,
because it says I don't remember who, but it's like Kalil Cage, and I was like, oh my god.
Wow.
But yeah, it was pretty cool.
Full circle.
Yeah.
Vindication.
But yeah, if you, maybe he probably did Superboy if anything. But yeah, if you guys want to check it out, I recommend it. It's a fun movie. Teen Titans Go to the movies.
Did you stay to the end of the credits?
Yes,
I heard
did.
there was something in there.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin that for people, so I won't say it. But stay till the end of the credits because it was cool. I don't know if what they are alluding to will
actually happen.
Because if it does, I'd be happy. If it doesn't, well, it was cool to just see what it was. But yeah, check it out. Teen Titans Go, definitely worth it. We're going to be going into geek news right now, so if you guys are ready for it. All right, kids.
Tonight on the geek news.
Coming up first on the docket, Living Single reboot in the works.
Woo!
Oh boy. Okay, you want to tell people about this one?
Holding it down. So yeah, basically, I think a lot of the cast and crew. Well, I think it was Erica Alexander on her Instagram was asking how to reboot this and pointing at her computer screen. And then I think Queen Latifah did an interview saying that there was some, I think maybe a year ago or something, was saying like there was something in the works, but now officially they're like, yeah, Living Single reboot in the works.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's worth it. The show, I mean, that era of black comedies, Living Single was one of the best ones. Best quality.
And I think all, I remember Hulu was actually streaming all 5 seasons.
Yeah.
And recently they
Come to
finally
Canada, you bastards.
Yeah, and then recently I think they've released all the all DVDs of it.
Oh yeah.
So way back, I think in the 2000s they've released the first season and then nothing else after that.
Oh, weird.
And then maybe a few years ago they started releasing the second season, the third, and like just bit by bit by bit.
I'm hoping that the delay is usually because they're redoing the contracts. Because I know that, you know, I think Seinfeld is one of the most famous ones that might have led to changing rules and regulations.
Yeah, probably.
But when they did the original DVD releases of those shows, and he was getting money as an executive producer, but none of the other actors were getting a penny because they didn't have it in their contracts for DVDs and redistribution. So it was like, actually, they, not that Julie Louis-Dreyfus needed the money because she's an heiress, but they all took.
Is she?
Yeah, she's an heiress, like worth billions on a whole other scale.
Yeah.
But they didn't go after Jerry, but they took him to court to hammer out the details legally. And sometimes I wonder about that because they didn't incorporate that in contracts back in those days.
No, but I think for them was specifically that I don't think that
bootlegs.
No, I think the demand you put out that DVD and then no one's really picking it up, and it was Warner Brothers too. So Warner Brothers has a weird history of releasing and not releasing things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it was this was reported by, I think there was a demand for it, but then when people were realizing, well, where's the second season? It's not coming out. Where is it? Where is it? And then they I think one of those channels on in the States, I forgot what it was called. I think it was One or something. Yeah. They started doing reruns of the show, and then they actually did like a reunion episode where most of the cast came, like all the cast came back except Queen Latifah because she was busy with stuff. I mean, yeah, she's busy with stuff. So and they're talking about working on the show and this and that. I remember T.C. Carlson talked about working with what's her name, OG Catwoman.
Oh, Eartha Kitt.
And he was just like, yeah, she was hitting on me a lot. A lot.
Once again.
Like she asked me to come back to...
If you were a T.C. Carlson and you met Catwoman, would you not?
And he was like, I was like, please don't leave me alone with her.
That idiot.
Probably the same thing happened with, what's his name?
Jawz.
Eddie Murphy on Boomerang set.
Dear Eartha Kitt, had you hit on me, I would have taken it.
You mean you can be talking to the grave?
Hashtag yayo. I know, but I'm saying had.
Okay.
Not now. I didn't say if you.
Are you gonna ask her to sing Santa Baby for you?
No. I don't need none of that. I don't need the foreplay.
She was the first one to do it.
I know. I just don't need the foreplay.
You don't want the OG?
She could just smile at me. I'd be like, sold. Let's go.
She was a trailblazer.
Yeah, she's gorgeous trailblazer, Catwoman. Why are we thinking about this?
Like singer, what?
Maniac.
So yeah, that's what
God
I got.
of War and God of War, Catwoman having babies.
Right.
I'm very happy that Erica Alexander told me to keep the faith alive.
Yeah. When I bumped into her, that was pretty funny.
So that's
because the first thing I did was talk about the fact that I was like, oh, Jawz D is going to be upset that he was not here. He talks about you all the time, and he wants your show to come back, and he talks about your show being better than Friends. She's like, right? And I was just like, yes.
No, you should watch it.
I've watched Living Single. I just didn't. I'm just all of those 90s shows. I've also watched Friends, but I don't talk about Friends being the best. Like,
I've been rewatching Seinfeld lately.
Yeah. Seinfeld I will actually talk about being one of my favorites because it's
every
ridiculous.
Episode's a classic. It's ridiculous.
I know. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
This is the shirt one. This is the car one. This is the hot dog one. This is the
definitely water cooler talk type show.
Definitely.
Crazy Rich Asians. The director and the writer turned down Netflix. Now I know in this modern day and age, turning down Netflix probably doesn't seem like a big deal because, so what? But I will explain to you guys this part. Netflix offered Greenlight trilogy from the get-go. We're going to make 3 movies no matter what. 7-figure minimum payday for each stakeholder up front. Up front. You didn't even make the movie yet. We're going to pay all of you 7 figures and pay you the rights to make the movie. Last thing, complete artistic freedom. So, you get complete artistic freedom to make 3 movies and you got a cool mill and you say no. Thoughts, guys? Am I the only one who thinks that's weird?
That's weird.
I mean, now, here's the thing. Their thought process when I read the article is it was more important to get Asian American cast, full Asian American cast, Western Asian American cast on the big screen than it was to take that money. In the black community, if we had the same, because Asian Americans are definitely underrepresented in Western culture as Westernized Asian Americans also, because everything's Asian Chinese movie market is huge and everything, but when it comes to Western image of Asian Americans, 100%, I get what they're saying.
Is that show Fresh Off the Boat? Then?
Yeah, it's the mom from Fresh Off the Boat that's in this movie. There's like a handful of the actors, Ali Wong, Randall Park. Like there's like this one bucket of like to pick from. So they are definitely underrepresented, and it's those actors grew up in an industry that they just didn't have. Like they all reference Margaret Cho.
Yeah.
Because that's who they all had to look up to.
Yeah.
That was one person. There's definitely a lot more that could be there, but there weren't more people out there. And they made reference to the fact that the Joy Luck Club, 1993, is the last time Western Asian American film, full Asian American cast was made. That was in 93.
Wow.
So they said it was more important to make this movie and to be visible than it was for them to take the money. Now, black community. Let's say we're in a similar situation. What would you do? Would it be more important to put Black Panther, for example?
I'd take the money and then never do the movie and then spend it on drugs.
That's
and,
cool.
What are you talking about?
So you mean Ong Bak 3 then? So you mean Ong Bak 3, huh?
Okay, so I'm going to turn to the intellect over here.
What?
Am I really?
It's because guys over here saying, I'm going to take the money and do drugs.
Take the money and
honest.
Nah.
He's honest about it.
Okay, so, Jawz, what would you do?
Oh, man.
7 figures. You
Everyone
get a
gets
cool
paid.
meal.
Is it-
Stakeholders get paid.
Is it a yes or no question though?
No, I'm asking, what would you do?
Quick, take the money, do the
Doesn't
movie.
mean you already did 3 books, and now you're getting greenlit trilogy,
Yeah.
getting all that money, and you have complete artistic freedom, so you can put whoever you want in a movie.
Yep.
But it's only
But
on Netflix.
It's only on Netflix.
Is Netflix in China?
No, they're in Japan. I don't know if they're in China.
I don't think they're
Why
in
you
China.
think they'd be embarrassed? Like they don't.
No, I don't think they would. I think maybe China has its own thing,
Yeah.
own streaming thing or whatever.
Huawei.
Yeah, or Rebo or all those. Yeah.
And I don't know.
I mean, when I read the article, I'm not gonna lie, I was very much take the money and run.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they were
whatever
saying,
you want.
and they were saying, because I mean, if I have $1 million and all the stakeholders get $1 million, do your deal with Netflix and then turn that money into other opportunities for other Asian Americans,
Yeah.
and just do other movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just because Crazy Rich Asians doesn't get onto the big screen, but they did say. And similarly to how we discussed, because I was actually listening to it today when we talked about Black Panther and we talked about the reignition of Afrofuturism through that movement. It's the same way that I could see that this could be a launching pad for Asian Americans, like Fresh Off the Boat, Crazy Rich Asians.
It would be a more under the radar
Yes,
kind
of course, yeah.
launch pad kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like we were talking about before with Black Panther, now everyone sees those people's faces.
Yeah.
And then now they're already working on movies with each other, and they have that clout to do all that kind of stuff already.
Agreed.
Oh
well, maybe that's one of the reasons they're doing this, because those actors will gain the clout in some way.
Well, that's it.
It's because the movie's already on track to make 20 million, which is one of the highest openings for a rom-com. Because rom-coms don't tend to make that much. But I'm excited for this movie. I want to see it. I'm just
Crazy Rich Asians.
yeah, I'm really looking
couldn't they
forward
just make
It's not
their
even
own
a movie.
They couldn't even just make their own production.
I was gonna say you
Well,
have
that's
a
it.
whole bunch of people with
Yeah.
$1 million.
Pull that whole thing together.
I know.
Just do your own thing.
Yeah.
Then you can put it out wherever you want.
But he said, but in the thing they were saying it was more important to get them on the screen now. I don't know. I mean, like I said,
I'd say take it. Take the money.
so already
Take the money and do your own thing.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
we don't know all the factors.
I know,
you
yeah. This
we
was just
don't.
an article, so
Yeah, we
I'm
don't.
giving you guys as much as I got. But I mean, like they said, 1993 was the last time there was a theatrical release of a westernized Asian American family represented.
Yeah,
As
but,
if this
but
flops-
yeah, but then they put
25
Rose in Star Wars, so
Yeah, but that's one actress who had to quit
she had
Twitter.
a sister.
Who-
She
yeah.
had a sister.
She had to quit Twitter because of how bad the
Oh, someone made a nice
She should have
big
quit
breakdown
Planet
of
Earth.
that, where it's like she had to quit Twitter, Ray had to quit Twitter,
yeah.
a lot of people had to quit Twitter.
Yeah.
But
I mean, Twitter just feels toxic these days anyways.
but
It's Trump. Trumping it up.
Oh, dude, that's a whole.
but no, I feel
Wrong
like
show.
they could have just circumvented all of that. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
All the stakeholders pool their money to pull that million that you got together, and then just start funding your own stuff. And you could, I would assume, you could put it out wherever you want. I would assume.
That's
because I mean, now this movie has to hinge on that one movie making money.
That's what everyone's saying. They're just like, this
And
is
if
now
it
a
doesn't-
gamble.
And if it doesn't make money, because people tend to be very like, oh, I don't like that actress, I don't like this actor, oh, they're supposed to be Asian, but they're not Asian enough, or oh, they're not Western enough. Like everyone always has these little nitpicky
they're
stuff.
Too Asian.
You know,
Yeah.
like it's tricky.
I know. I agree.
It's a tricky,
This is
tricky
that's
thing.
why I wanted to bring this up, because I was like, when I was reading the article, I was just like, man, I wonder, because I read it and I was just like, I would take the money and try and pull all these stakeholders together again and be like, cool, we just got this extra bonus money. We sold off that film. Let's go do bigger and better things with more Asian Americans. Like, I mean, Crazy Rich Asians isn't the only story you've ever written. So, that's it. I don't have all the information.
I do kind of agree that sometimes when you're making anything, if you get whatever you want, you always need some kind of pushback, someone telling you no, and then you're trying to figure out a way around it. Okay. So like, Jawz wouldn't have been as good if the shark didn't work. Yeah. And so Steven Spielberg had to figure out better ways and trickier ways to get that feeling of dread and not seeing the mechanical shark. If you get to do whatever you want, then you get the prequels. If you don't get to do what you want, then you get the original trilogy. People pushing back on your vision and like, no, you got to do it like this. No, you got to do it like that. Yeah. And then I don't.
You get El Mariachi instead of Desperado.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, sure, you get complete artistic freedom, but you didn't complete your first movie yet. You don't know how everyone feels about it yet. And you still have to come back to do all the rest, It's
going to be an interesting one.
3.
It's going to be an interesting one. More on Netflix. Netflix lands Quincy Jones documentary getting limited theatrical release.
About time.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's
Quincy
funny.
Jones shows up in 2 other biopics.
Yeah.
Which was Ray. He shows up in Ray.
Yeah.
And then he also shows up in, what was the other one? Well, it's not really a biopic, but it's like...
The Michael thing?
No, not the Michael one. Yeah, he shows up.
He's in that one. Yeah,
he's in that one. Then a third one,
he's basically in every one. Like he's in the NWA one. Like he's in anything.
The
about
Miles
music.
Davis one.
The
Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle.
Yeah,
okay.
Miles Davis one.
Cool. Yeah, so they're going to be working on it. It's going to be a limited theatrical release. I mean, one of the things that's going on is a lot of film festivals are saying that the movie has to be in theaters. So even if Netflix licenses the film, what they're going to probably do now is similar to this. They're going to do limited theatrical release so that they can submit it.
Yeah.
Which, Netflix kind of defeats the purpose because they're a streaming service, but, we'll see. Whatever.
I mean, yes and no.
Like, some people don't have Netflix.
I agree, but...
Some people don't have Netflix, and they'd go to the theater to see certain movies, They'd go to the theater to see Bright.
Well,
they'd go to the theater to
I just find it weird that, Netflix as a service, when I see Netflix shows going to television, I find that weirdly backwards. Like BoJack, I was reading this the other day, BoJack's going to be on television now.
I don't, though, because it's kind of like...
No, it's only been on Netflix.
It's kind of like syndication in a way.
Yeah, just backwards though.
But it's direct, right? Because it's like you're not waiting till after.
Yeah,
and they're going for a market that they don't have. Because if you're watching TV, you're not watching Netflix.
Well, that's how you get extra money.
Yeah.
But
how many people?
But eventually, you might convert. You might convert people because if it's the 4th Netflix movie they like. And they don't have Netflix, then they're like, I'm just gonna get Netflix.
The trick is that
all the Netflix movies suck.
No, but the trick is that you definitely want to be on TV because that's ad revenue. That's extra ad, and you don't even have to do much. People don't have to sign up to you.
Because you already made the product. You already made the show, the movie, whatever.
Yeah, it's always just gravy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So like, I remember
that's true.
That's why the TV channel Viceland ended up coming to be, because the guys that did Vice, they were putting out all their stuff on YouTube, and then someone was like, you can make way more money if you get a TV channel,
yeah.
and then it's just ads, like people paying you to have ads, and they make extra money.
Yeah, okay.
So I could
sense.
see that happening.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Timeless is getting to tie it up with a bow. They're giving them from what I understand, it's going to be like the Brits. They're going to do a Christmas special to allow them to wrap up Timeless. I don't know if you guys watched Timeless, but
I don't remember where I left off.
But the show got canceled the second time.
I know. What's her name was going to do her protest. What's her name?
Leslie
Jones.
Yeah.
Be naked in front of all the NBC execs, so it
Mm-hmm.
worked.
It worked.
Yeah, they hate that.
But yeah, Timeless is coming back. They're getting to wrap it up, a 2-hour finale. I'm not going to tell you what it's about then, because if you didn't watch all the show, it's a
Time
spoiler.
travel.
No, but specifically, there's one thing at the end. Did you guys watch the Venom trailer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thoughts?
I like it.
The new one, the second one?
I like it.
With more Venom?
Yes.
Actually, you know what? I only watch it like on silence for brief, and then I go. I don't want to know anything, honestly.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
It's like
The CGI
I'm gonna wait till before. Like I don't like. It's like it's too soon still.
Yeah.
Like,
I think the only issue I have with it is that I've played the game. What was it called? Prototype.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
But I mean, Prototype is getting that from Venom.
I know. Yeah.
So
yeah, Prototype should have just been a
first?
Marvel game as Venom. Like that's what
It could have, but no.
easily. Yeah.
But they probably were. Well, it's the same guys that made Hulk. They made the Hulk Ultimate Destruction or something like that. Same team. And they were probably pitching that, and Marvel probably said, nah, we're good.
So we'll just make Prototype.
Yeah. So they made their own thing. That's what I could imagine. I don't know if that's actual facts, but I can see that going down.
My only concern about the trailer is the CGI for the humans inside the symbiotes looks really weird. But that's this trailer. Hopefully in the movie it's better.
Yeah.
And secondly, I would have preferred not to have seen
Venom.
No, I don't mind seeing Venom.
That.
But the other villain, like who he fights.
Yeah, I kind of.
It's a bit like that would have been a nice reveal in the movie.
I kind of.
You knew?
No, like
okay.
I still don't understand. So I'm just like,
okay.
I only watched it once.
See,
I saw something and I saw it once and I didn't really catch the villain. I kind of, but not really.
I watched it and I was like, I don't understand exactly what they're trying to do.
So I'm just like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah. Deanne Guerrero to play Crazy Jane on new DC Universe Doom Patrol. Deanne Guerrero is one of the girls from Orange is the New Black, one of the Latina gang member girls. So that's cool. Lakeith Stanfield from Atlanta and also Get Out is attached at the Legendary Land, attached as Legendary Lands, the graphic novel Prince of Cats. So it's a graphic novel.
Romeo and Juliet.
Is it? I don't think so.
Well, Tybalt's the Prince of Cats.
Oh, okay. Oh, maybe. That's not what I understood from what I was reading, but perhaps. I just know that Lakeith is signed on to play they essentially took this project with him in mind as the lead.
Oh, okay.
Which is pretty cool. I mean, he's a good actor, and that's some cool projects. This next one, once again, Priyanka Chopra may join the Chris Pratt-led film adaptation of Image's Cowboy Ninja Viking from Universal. People are really excited about this. This is another comic book graphic novel movie for Chris Pratt.
Ooh, Image.
Yeah. Image has some really great stuff. So, I mean, if you guys have read Cowboy Ninja Viking, it's supposedly really, really amazing, and people are very excited for the film. And Chris Pratt is supposedly really good casting, so we'll see how that goes. And the last bit of news, Guardians of the Galaxy cast pens open letter supporting James Gunn. My question to you right before we sign off, because we're done, can Disney bring back James Gunn? After firing him. After hiring him. Knowing full well what he had done.
Who's James Gunn?
The director of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
Oh
boy. Okay, so I'm not asking you because you probably don't know what he did.
What did
if you don't even know. Okay.
What do you even do?
Jawz.
He just wrote some tweets 10 years ago.
Yeah, 2009. They were inappropriate tweets, but they were jokes. My thing with that is more the fact that Disney shouldn't have hired him to begin with if they...
And he had already apologized about it.
Yeah, but if you really didn't think it was good, don't hire him.
You hired him before, yeah, exactly.
So the fact that they
you
turned
done
around
your research.
Well, they did. They knew, and like Jawz D said,
Yeah.
he apologized.
Yeah.
My thing is, I don't like the tweets. I don't think the tweets were great. The jokes aren't really that funny. Some NAMBLA stuff, some pedophilia weird jokes,
and it's some guy that's purposely digging up everybody's stuff.
because of the whole Roseanne thing.
Yeah.
I say shocking stuff, but I don't record it.
Yeah.
That way, like, it's hearsay.
Well, who was it?
That way, it's your word against mine.
Someone deleted 20,000 tweets from their account because they were just like,
Good.
not worth it. Like, it's like a lot of celebrities are either getting off Twitter or just deleting, because if you can be fired for something you tweeted 10 years ago that you already admitted to and apologized for, and got the job, but they're firing you after the fact. People are just
and
like,
even some of my friends are like, just delete your tweets. But
they're
it's like
we'll hire you, but if this comes up,
it doesn't make sense. So I mean, I think I don't. But can they hire him back now after firing him?
I mean, they own the earth, so they can do whatever they want.
They can kind of do what they want. They have all that money. They have all those IPs. There's going to be less movies coming out because they're making all the movies.
Yeah.
They're only accountable to Jesus, and they own him.
They're only accountable to the mouse and the guy that's frozen.
Yeah, exactly.
The frozen head.
The frozen head of Sir Walter Disney.
Like, whatever. Whatever. Like... There's a lot worse people out there in Hollywood doing stuff, and they still running around doing stuff.
I say directed under a pen name. Say it's not him. You know, like how women used to write books?
Yeah.
You know?
That was an era.
Because, I mean, I find out of all the Marvel movies, the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff are probably the most original, most like, I don't know where the hell this is going.
Yeah.
And they actually have something to say. I feel like they most... And what's even funnier is the stuff they have to say is like, check out this man boy, and it's about this man child becoming hopefully a better person in the end,
while not maturing.
Exactly.
Because he ruined the galaxy anyways in Infinity War.
That's a whole
when he was punching Thanos instead of
everyone's
taking
all
the
mad.
glove.
I'm like, he's a man child. What do you want him to do?
Kill him?
He ain't gonna do that.
No, don't
you can't
kill
do
him.
that.
Like, take the glove off and put.
No,
it
I was talking about kill Peter because he's an idiot.
Oh.
Which they do.
Parker?
Okay, that's the show, boys. You want to tell the people anything? What do you want to tell the people?
I want to tell the people nothing. Tune into Perfect Strangers because we're awesome. And check out Haya Toys because they got some new pre-orders for Superman, Batman figures from Injustice 2.
What's the website?
Dope 3
for Perfect Strangers?
PerfectStrangersBand.com.
Perf.
Yeah.
Jawz.
Check
you have
out
a script.
Check out Transformers Slag Podcast on Facebook and on YouTube, and also check out Geeking Out at the Tower podcast at GOATTCAST.com. And check out me on Twitter on Jawz D.
Still on Twitter?
Yeah,
play
I'm
with
still on
G.I.
Twitter.
Delete those
Joe's once a
20,000
week.
tweets.
What 20,000 tweets? I don't know. Jeez, who's talking about all that stuff?
That's the whole show, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thanks.
I'm Brian Doc Holiday. This is Franklin Armstrong Collective. This is the Geektastic Sci-Fi podcast. You guys can check us out every week, Wednesdays at 6:30. We're going to be live on Facebook because we can now do the show like this. And so always check us out. You can watch the show. You can listen to the podcast. The podcast comes out on Friday. And visit us on Instagram and Twitter at AStrongFranklin. Visit us on Facebook at Franklin Armstrong DOTCOM. And you can check us out on Twitch. We now are on Twitch TV, where we just finished our 36-hour marathon. We broadcast the entire season 3 so far, and episodes of That's Canon, which is the other podcast on our site. And yeah, that was 36 hours. It was really you could tune in whenever you wanted for 36 hours.
Sick.
In celebration for Franklin Day, which was July 31st, the first appearance of Franklin Armstrong in Peanuts by Charles Schulz. And so that's the whole show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Check us out. FranklinArmstrong.com is the website. This has been a great one. Don't drink and drive. Always wear a Jamie Caps because safe sex is good sex. That's the show. Peace, y'all.
Whoop. Whoop. Scoop. Booty whoop.